Okay, so now again, welcome to your pre-marriage counseling and orientation. We are from the BCIDP Exclusive School for Couples, and we are accredited by the DSWD and POPCOM. So our objective here is the strengthening of the foundation of this nation. This is what we call the family. So I am Mythel J. Paula, but you may call me Paula. Okay, just call me Paula. So I got a degree and a doctor of philosophy and pastoral guidance and counseling, and also Master of Arts in major in psychology with specialization in family life and development. So that's my profile. And I'm also a court annex mediator. I am assigned here in Makati, Supreme Court here in Makati, the Philippine Mediation Center. And also certified relations and family advisor, an alternative dispute resolution and lecturer from University of Makati, and the neurolinguistic programming practitioner. So I have specialization in parenting, reproductive health and biology, also professional events management and event leadership, and Bachelor of Science in Nursing. So I'll be discussing more of the science and of course, your preparation in marriage, especially here in the Philippines. You need to know more of our law here in the Philippines. So for our house rules, no taking of calls or talking to each other during the presentation. Just include me in your conversation and that would be okay. And this should be an interactive learning session. You will not just listen, so you will also have to participate. So a video is not really required as long as you are in conversant, you also answer questions. It's okay. So if you need to have some drink, coffee, you can eat. Yes, you can. I know the time. I know you have the different time zones, and I know some of you haven't had their food yet or haven't taken their meal yet, but you can have your meal while doing this presentation. And this should be recorded with the documentation purposes with the DSWD, but your privacy should be protected, will also always be protected because the documentation that we've made with the DSWD is through written report. So I'll be just taking down notes, all of the highlights, discussions, and recommendation, but I will not be listing down your names. So just the number of participants, the day-to-day, the issues, clarifications, and recommendations made. So that's all in the recommendation. Okay, so I'm sorry with that, Vanessa. So I may be hearing some voice in my background for a while. I'm checking in. Okay, so let's proceed. Now we have the modules in our pre-marriage counseling. We have the session 1. We'll talk about marriage. Our session 2 will talk about the roles and relationships. Session 3 will be dealing with differences. The session 4, potential marital issues. And then session 5 and 6, it's the husbands and wives needs. And the session 7 is more about the marital conflict resolution. Okay, now moving forward to why do you want to get married? Can I hear from Lagoy? Why do you want to get married?
Why I want to get married? Yeah, because we're falling in love with Ariane, and we have our same how to say that, we have our same goals to make our
Oh
family,
yeah.
and if the God give us kids and everything, so to build up our home and family. That's why I want to marry, because I love her.
Thank you. How about Ariana? You want something to say? I know
I
you
want
have
to marry.
something.
Nothing na po.
Oo. Nasabi niya na.
Opo.
I have read your homework. Yes, it's good. Yeah. That you're committed already, and I also reviewed all the answers that you've made, and yes, I am encouraged. um okay, so thank you for sharing. So can I hear from Steven? Can see Steven.
Yes.
Steve, sorry, it's Steve.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, so why do you want to get married, Steve?
Well, I think I just want to symbolize the nature of our relationship. It's a serious relationship, and we want to be together for our lives. And I think marriage is the way to do that.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Thank you. Let's see if I want to hear from other. Just if you want to say something, just maybe you can just put an emoticon. You can have the raised hand emoticon there, so I can see you. Well, I can see you right away. Okay, so I'll move on. And then I'll just ask question later on. Maybe I can ask the other grooms then. So the greatest marriages are built in teamwork. So now it's not about your own happiness. It's not about your all of your rights. It's not about that. But having this being married and entering into a married life, it's already a teamwork. It's also have to have mutual respect, a healthy dose of admiration, and a never-ending portion of love and grace. So now, maybe I would ask Francis. Francis, can I ask a question? So now that you're entering into a married life, how do you see Francis and you Agatha doing this teamwork? How will you going to do this teamwork?
I see us doing teamwork by talking about our problems and making decisions together as we move forward, especially the important decisions.
Yes, thank you. So whenever you have this decision in mind, you want to or you need to consult with Agatha if she'll be agreeing with that decision or not. So that's a teamwork. Yes. So thank you for sharing. Thank you. So now, under the Family Code of the Philippines, Executive Order number 209, signed into the law by the President Carson Aquino on July 6, 1987, this family code composes all of the laws covering the person's family relations, governs with marriages, legal separations for property relations between spouses, and the parental authority. But the most thing that I want to emphasize here is that it is more focused on the family itself. Our family code here focuses on the family, preservation of the family. That is why it is very difficult for us here to have divorce. That's the reason behind why until now it is not really being in our law, no? So medyo mahaba-haba pa. It will really take long to have that. So now, marriage is a special contract of a permanent union between man and a woman, enter into in accordance with the law. Now that you are into to marriage. Marriage is a permanent union, so there would be no backing out, no back out anymore. So you have to make sure. Yes, right. So you have to make sure that you have decided this. You have think about this na, Christine. How many times did you think about this, Christine? Yeah. Christine. This is Christine pala, sorry. Christine,
Yes.
you already decided for this? And how many times did you think about marrying
Like maybe 3 times.
Christine?
I guess.
Just 3 times or 100 times?
No, I think no, like it's just sometimes we have some circumstance,
Mm-mm.
like, but yeah, but we talk about it already, and yeah.
Wow, I can see the smile of Steve. So, wait. I want to ask someone. Okay, so, akala ko meron pa. Okay, next would be the essential requisites of marriage, that no marriage shall be valid unless these essential requisites are present. We have the legal capacity of the contracting parties, who must be a male or female. So that is why you are required to also have your senomar or the legal capacity to marry. And affidavit of singleness in the other country, and then affidavit in lieu of no cohabitation of marriage, and the singleness, and of course the legal capacity to marry. But here in the Philippines, we have this SENOMAR, the certificate of no marriage. Then number 2 is the essential requisites that no marriage should be valid unless this one, the consent freely given in the presence of the solemnizing officer, the change of idus in front of the solemnizing officer. And who are those solemnizing officers? Of course, we have the judiciary, the judge, the pastors, reverends who have the license from the PSA, then also priest, rabbi, imam, or minister of any church or religious sect. Also have chief captain, military commander, and any of the consul general, consul vice consul, in case provided in Article number 10. So the authority of the solemnizing officer by the judge and the mayor are automatic, according to their jurisdiction. But for the priest, for the reverends, for the minister of the religious sects, they need to have the license from the PSA. So they need to present that PRASM. That's what we call the PRASM, the Certificate of Registration of Authority of Solemnizing Officer. Now, you will be the one to apply this marriage license at the LCR. So you need to fill up this application form for the marriage license. You need to make sure that all the information here written is valid and all are incorrect spelling, because here in the Philippines, it would be really hard for you to have your marriage certificate later on to have it corrected, because here it will take us 1 year to have it corrected, but it will not really be changed, it will have the annotation at the side. So just make sure that every detail here is correct. And the exemptions are from Articles 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, and 34. So in cases such as point of death, no means of transportation, for the Muslim rights, they're exempted with a marriage license. And for those Filipinos who have been living together as husband and wife for 5 years' time with no impediment of marriage. So this one will be a lot of documentation to be needed here. So there will be SENOMAR, birth certificates, and then affidavit of cohabitation of cohabitation of marriage, and then the affidavit of two disinterested person. And if they have already the child, then the birth certificate would help as one of the requirements. Then
have a
now, a question?
Sorry to interrupt, ma'am. I have a question. So, kumuha ako ng Senomar. So, nagkamali ako ng spelling ng middle name ng mother ko.
Middle name lang ng mother mo.
Dalaga. So,
Okay.
nakuha ko na yung Senomar and then nandun pala yung full name nila. Is it okay, ma'am, na hayaan ko lang? Nagkamali lang ako ng spelling.
Yeah.
Or it should be corrected. It's okay.
Doon ka lang nagkamali sa input mo, di ba? Sa pag-input
Yes,
mo.
input lang. Yes
No,
po.
but
Yung
it
name
will
lang
not-
niya na dalagang nagkamali.
Okay. So,
Spelling.
as long as you have the birth certificate, it's correct yung birth certificate, then you can present that birth
Okay.
certificate. And as long as the input in your marriage license application form is correct.
I see. Okay. Thank you.
Yes. Okay. Kami naman magkakasal sa inyo. Yeah,
Yes,
we'll be the ones
naisip ko, ma'am.
to solemnize the
Kukuha pa
marriage.
ako ulit. Parang naisip ko kasi kung
No.
kukuha ba ako yung Senomar, sabi ko sayang naman. So,
No
since
na.
middle name naman niya ang nagkamali ng spelling, parang hindi naman kailangan ata yung 13 na ano na yun. Parang spelling ko naman ata at yung middle name ko ang importante. Sabi ko parang kukuha pa ba or hindi na? Hindi na.
Hindi na, present naman namin yung birth certificate mo and then the input dun sa marriage license application form.
Okay. Sige, ma'am. Thank you.
Kaya nga, pinibilin ko sa inyo, you have to make sure that the input in the marriage license application form is correct.
Yes po.
Yun. Kaya kahit magkaroon man ng any like error with your Senomar, doon pa din kami magbe-base sa birth certificate
I see.
and yung nasa marriage license application form.
Okay. Thanks,
Okay.
ma'am.
So thank
Okay.
you for that. Then moving forward to the session 2, if you have, like example, you want to have some break, like 5 minutes, just let me know. Kasi ako continuous din talaga ako na nagtuturo. Just let me know if you have that. So I can give you 5 minutes break. So usually I give 5 minutes break after my session number 4. Okay. So now, thank you so much. Now for the roles and relationship. That both husband and wife have the shared responsibilities, duties, and obligations. That you are both obliged to live together in harmony. That you both have to observe mutual love, respect, and fidelity. Mutual help and support. Spouses are jointly responsible for the financial, moral, psychological, spiritual support of the family. And you are both have the right to and duty to manage the household. So as we have seen here, it is a shared responsibilities. It doesn't really matter how much do you contribute, or it is finances. It's through finances that you contribute, or it's due to your duty and obligation as a wife to your household. So it will really not matter how much or what do you contribute, as long as you have the shared responsibilities, duties, and obligations. Then another is you have the freedom to exercise your profession, occupation, and activity with the support of the other spouse. So you can still continue to have your occupation as doctor, engineer, or whatsoever, as long as it is supported by your spouse, and as long as you are already in that profession, you are already in that, no, during your the courting season, where then you still know, you're getting to know each other, then that's really the good time there to let your partner know that when getting married, once we are already married, I want to exercise my profession because this is what I am, and I am really into that. I have this goal, and I want to continue this. So as long as you manage your time very well, that you still have time, quality time with your family, that you have still do your part as a husband or a wife, and that you shall take care of each other's health and wellness. That each of you would have the primary support system, would be the both primary system, and you are jointly responsible also for the financial, moral, psychological, and spiritual support of the family, and that you have to strive and work to resolve your conflicts peacefully and amicably. And I know all of this are all clear to you because before getting married, it is really your obligations to know what is it to have that married life already with your partner, with your chosen partner. What it is to have a life with my partner. So this is what this is all about. Now, I'm going to the dealing with the differences because mostly of the cases that I have handled in the court are more of the differences and that they don't really understand each other and that they would really complain to each other that I don't know him, I don't know her. Why it is like that? Why she acts like that? Why he acts like that? So here I'll be presenting you more of the studies through science and the authors, especially this one. Men are from Mars and women are from Venus, and the author of that is John Gray. And we already have the different versions of this book, and we have read 3 of the versions already. And he's not the only author that who says this. He's not the only author who studied about the differences. So there are really more of the authors. Now understanding the differences, that according to science, men or women are really different. But this one, the one that I have here as a diagram should be like, it may feel like it is stereotyping because it is not fixed. So only 80% of this can be contributed to you, but 20% can have contributing factors like the environment, the child rearing, the environment where he or she lives, the traditions, their beliefs, their own personality, of course. So this is just the science made. This is a science studied about this, and according to their surveys, that men are this and then female are this. But what is more important here is your own individuality. Your partner, you need to know more of your partner, who he is, what she is, what he is. So moving to the next slide, it is more of their partner. Now we will have this small, like a short activity wherein you have to tag your partner. If it's your partner, then you have to tag him or to point him because maybe you are not in the same video. You just have to point wherever it is. But if he or she is right by your side, then just have just a pat or tap or just touch his or her shoulder. Or if you're both that person and then you have to touch your shoulder and then his or her shoulder. Or you have to point you and your partner. So that's how we do it. Is that clear? Oh, is that clear to
Yeah.
Steve?
Okay,
just
could you
have-
repeat that one more time?
Okay.
So if
I'm
so if
sorry.
you're
Hi,
okay,
Eric.
so if you're yes, hi. So if you're not
Yeah.
with them, so I know
Just have
what
to
I would need to do.
Point him or point her.
Okay,
Just point her. And but if it's you, if you know it's you, you have to point yourself.
okay,
If it's both of you, then you point your partner, then you point yourself.
oh, okay, yeah.
Okay, so you just do that. So just need to have your, you have to flex or just stretch your arms like that. So okay. Are you both ready?
Yes.
Or are you all
Yes.
ready? Okay. Who is talkative? Oh, for Graham and Rhea, I can see it. Rhea.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Oh, about Vincent, Suzanne. Okay, Suzanne. Eric, Abigail. Oh,
She knows me well.
wow. Janine, Mark, I can see it. I cannot. Whom? Mark. Blagoy, Aryan. Oh, okay, it's Aryan. No. Now, who is direct or straightforward? Oh, it's him.
Yeah.
Me? You?
It's Eric.
I think we both
Um,
are, but you're
Yeah,
Oh,
both.
Graham and Rhea, both.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, good to know
Yeah.
that. Ronald and Vanessa.
She's direct and straightforward.
Wow, wow, that's good to know.
Good for you.
Yeah, it's good for you. Okay, I'll be. Yeah, I will discuss later about that. So having it, being direct to us woman, or a wife being direct to his or to her husband could really help in a relationship. Like, if example, if we have anniversary, or you have these ideas that you want to go out for a staycation, to go to Tagaytay, or you want to have flowers during your anniversary, then it's really good to be direct. You have to let your partner know what you really want, because that could help, so that it will not, it's not good for them, or it's not that they are mind reader, because they really are not. But some of them, of course, can have that. But most of them would need that idea from you. If you need just chocolate, white flowers, or just stay home during your anniversary, right? So next, who is more organized? Okay, it's
Definitely.
Janine. Francis, Agatha? Who? Oh, it's Agatha. Maybe organize the household, organize in planning. Oh, good. Oh, how about Blagoy? Arian.
Me po.
She's
Oh,
more.
Arian. You're more organized in
She's
planning.
more organized.
How about Christian and Mylene? Oh,
I think it's on me.
Wow, Mylene. Wow, good. You're organized in household. How about planning a party? Or
I think most of it
wow.
is on me.
Wow, good. So, how about Vincent Azazain? Oh, so you really, wow, it's the same. Same. Eric and Abigail.
Both?
Oh, both.
Yeah.
Yeah, both. So good.
Yeah.
Good. Mhm.
I would say the same. No,
Yeah.
definitely sometimes it is more organized. Yeah, definitely.
Maybe it would be like organized in the household, and then sometimes be organized in planning for your.
I'm only organized at home, but not in planning because I'm very
So it can be, it can be either of you. How about Ronald and Vanessa? For Ronald and Vanessa.
Generally, she's more organized.
Wow.
But if you put me in the room with other people, I'm usually the more organized one. She's just exceptionally organized.
Oh, wow, nice. Okay. So who falls asleep first? Oh,
gonna
it's
be me.
Ronald. How about the others? Oh, it's Christian. It's Ferdinand. Bakit parang mga lalaki? Vincent. For Blagoy. Who falls asleep first?
Blagoy.
Oh,
It's me.
vast majority are males. Eric. Oh, it's
I
you.
think it's nice.
Yeah, maybe because of the effort exerted in the morning, the energy. Maybe that's the reason why that they can
I go to
sleep
bed early, earlier than her usually, so I think that's
Okay.
that's all I can say. Yeah.
We have different time zone, that's why.
Ah,
As far as
yes.
who's gonna go to sleep first, it's definitely gonna be me tonight,
Yeah.
because this will end at about 2 a.m. for me and my time. So
So yeah, it may be because of the time zone, and then
Yeah.
it could also be that you work really hard in the morning, that you need to preserve your energy, and then that's why you really sleep well first. Then also For women, why it is hard for us to sleep in the evening? It's because of overthinking. We tend to overthink, we tend to think of all the things, and there's really a lot in our mind. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. So we are detail oriented. That is why it's more of what would we do, small details from the color of the motif, from the venue, and so on and so forth. But for them, men, because they are goal oriented, they would really stick on to their goal. They only focuses on the important priorities. But for us women, we really think a lot of things. We sometimes do multitasking. And we really think a lot more than them. And that is why our brain is different from them. Our brains are more of we are wired with so many, with so many chords and everything going there left and right. But for them, it's very it's straight. It's really very straightforward. So that's how it looks like. So who is showy or clingy? Oh, who? Oh, it's Vincent is more clingy. Why? Vincent, parang both.
Ayaw lang niya aminin.
For Marjorie and Ferdinand, what? Who is this? Marjorie? Or is this
In a
Ferdinand?
good way.
I think both. I think both.
Oh, both. Yes. I can see it. Marjorie is really excited to point herself, and then Ferdinand. How about Christine and Steve?
I think that, are you on the next question? Are we on the next question already? Who cries a lot? Or are we on the last question?
Oh, it's still in the clingy and the showy.
We're on the showy clingy.
Yeah.
Isn't it two different things? Or am I reading that wrong?
Show, it's more of the showing you're showing your love, and clingy you're
Oh, yeah.
affectionate.
Yeah, I think
It can
Krislin's
be
a little,
both.
a
For
little
sure,
bit
it's
shy.
me.
Yeah, she's a little bit shy at times, or she likes to say so, but yeah.
Oh yes, good to know that.
Mhm.
Huh? Okay, who cries a lot? Yeah. Oh, can I see your hands? Of course, it's Mylin, it's Marjorie. Chrislyn, who? Okay, Aryan, yeah. How about Janine
Ariane is not crying.
and Mark? Oh, okay. Agatha,
Yeah.
what?
It's more of him, not me.
Wow, I know who will cry during the procession, during the that's a processional. Yeah, I think that's a processional, and then we're going to cry. For Abigail, is Abigail, Eric and Abigail. Yeah, it's her. Vincent.
Yeah.
Zane.
Suzanne.
Uh, Christian.
Yes.
Is it Christian or Mylin? Who cries? Of course, it's Mylin. Okay. Who gets annoyed easily? Oh, Vincent.
Vincent.
Christian, yeah, and Mark and Janine. Oh, Janine?
Yes. Depending on the situation.
Yeah, depending on the situation.
Maybe it's your monthly period or what? Yes. Eric? How about Eric?
It's hard to say.
Hmm.
All my family members, I think anyone who knows me would say me.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Oh.
yeah, I would say me.
Oh, okay. What can you say about that, Abigail?
ako dun eh.
Well, I haven't really gotten annoyed of her.
Seems like it's
Me
both.
too. Yeah.
So it's both
So-
for, yeah, it's both.
Yeah. I mean, I've heard, there could be a case made for both of us, really, I think. I've
Yeah.
never been annoyed of her, so
Yeah, that's why. So for us women, we have this monthly period wherein our hormones really have changes, increases and decreases. So there will be a time that we feel like no, it's not moody, no. So sometimes we just want some drama just to get attention of our partner, right?
Yeah.
Yes. So let's move on now. Okay, so thank you so much for sharing. And now,
that was fun.
moving forward with science and the study on how do we communicate, our communication styles, why it is really differ from each other. Because men uses more touch rather than eye contact. Even though it's exactly that your wife get mad at you. When you is already, she has this eye of the tiger, too far away from the gate, but then you'll see she's already mad at you. All right? But for the men, it's more of the gestures. It's more of how they show it through. Sometimes they will just quiet. They just take a walk for a while, or just that's, and sometimes they will just walk out of the room because they don't really want to argue, they don't really want to confront. But some of them could be very vocal, but it is not really a nature of the men. They tend to have this, like according to Gary Chapman, a caveman, wherein if they're into a situation, they would rather choose to be quiet, to be silent, and to have it in control. They really want to solve it on their own. The moment that they have already resolved it, that's the moment that they have going to share it with their partner. But if it's not yet ready and then they just want to have to wait, I can manage it. So that's why they sometimes have to go out or to have some sips, some coffee, and may have some walk or exercise, because they're just that kind. That's the kind of the personality that they have. That's the nature of the man. They don't really want to have arguments, right? So they are goal oriented, but we women, we are more of the details. That is why when your husband asked for marriage, I want to marry you. Then what's on our mind, girls? What's on our mind during that time? Of course, we're excited. Of course, we are in that kind of we are emotional during that time. But after that, we are the one who really would think more of what are the requirements, where do we get the requirements, what are the deadlines, and it's really like you want your partner to really move forward. Let's move. And always telling you, all right, go, what you're doing, let's move na, let's get our requirements, because that's what we are. But for them, they just want to get married, of course. Okay, let's get married. That's it. And most of the time, they are more of relaxed and calm, the husbands. While wives, we have the tendency really to overthink, to really think it hard. Oh, it is near already. The wedding is near already. Then there is still a lot in our mind. There's still a lot of documentation that we really need to. So, Suzanne, do you feel like that? Like parang ikaw, parang sobrang busy ka nakakaisip, but then your partner Vincent is still calm, relaxed.
I think during the first few months of planning po. Pero he helped me naman with the planning, so it's fine.
Wow, it's good. So how about for, let's say, about Eric and Abigail? During the
What was the question
preparation.
again?
Yes. How about for the preparation? How do you feel? Like Abigail.
How I feel about the prep? Okay,
Yes.
Abigail.
Abigail, can you speak in behalf?
Oh, wait lang po. Actually, wala pa kami sa preparation ng wedding. We're just doing this seminar para makakuha po ng marriage license.
Yeah. So how about getting your CENOMAR and your birth certificate? I mean, you are more of the thinking. You will think hard.
Yeah,
of what are the
yeah, of course.
requirements?
Yeah, of course po.
So that is why we women, we are more of that, no? That all the details, the smaller details, the bigger details. Arian, ano yung process mo ngayon? Like getting all the requirements.
To be honest, ito na lang po. Last na to. And then, waiting na lang po for Blagay.
Pero di ba before that, yung preparation mo pa lang, parang it is you that you really, you worried a lot. You
Opo,
really,
sobrang
diba?
nakaka-stress.
Parang hindi ka makatulog sa gabi of thinking of
Opo.
what else do we need? Are we
Yes
still
po,
complete?
true po.
Yeah. So, ganun yung pinagdadaanan nating mga babae. I
Yes
say,
po.
you see, Rhea, di ba kanina, you asked about your CENOMAR, about your birth certificate. It's more of us eh. Parang, we think about it. It's just we worry about this. Parang, is it, diba? Is it
We
something
worry
that we
even
need?
those small things because we want
Yeah.
everything to be perfect on our special.
Yes. And you
That's
know,
so-
marriage really, marriage is for us brides.
Yes, for us, particularly for women, because we all dream about having a very nice wedding.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's why we really take care of all the legworks and all the details. And of course, your themes, your motifs, your venue, and everything, right?
Yeah. I'm very makulit with my wedding planner to make sure everything is perfect. Even though the wedding is like
Yes.
3 months past, so I wanted to be everything to be perfect. Well, maybe not
Okay.
perfect, but at least everything to be in place, you know?
Okay. Yes, thank you, Ru. Yes, thank you, Rhea. Very well said. And for Ariane, yes, thank you. Yes, Ariane, you can have your checkup, but you can also have your, pwede ka naman na naka-off lang yung video, then, so you can still up to date with our discussions.
Okay po, ma'am. Thank you po.
Okay, so now, moving forward, that they are more of the literal, but we, women, we are focused on the underlying meaning of each sentence. That is why we have the tendency to really, tayo yung mas, yung affected, we are emotional. We also have the tendency to start a fight with them because we just want their attention. We really want the full attention from them. And sometimes if they say something like, oh, what's happened to your hair? What's your outfit? And then us, women, you would think like, what? Am I ugly? Do I
We become
look,
conscious.
you became conscious of something and a lot of things in our mind now. But if you reviewed what he had said talaga, he just said na, what's happened to your hair? What's your dress? So I think there's something wrong with something like that. So we would think like we are already we're conscious with ourselves now. Am I too fat na ba? Am I too chubby na for you? So that's the reason behind that. And then they don't exhibit more of the facial expression because it is us. That is why we have this lot of facial expressions, and then they would really know what's on our mind. They really know what's happening on us. But for them, it is hard. It's really hard to predict. It's really hard to assess whether they are really angry, to get mad, right? Sa husband or husband, because they will just tend to like be quiet for a while and then will not show the facial expression to us. They're really good at it, hiding their feelings. And because they think, of course, they think that they are problem solver, that they are strong individual, that they are a superhero, they would rather not show it to us, even if they have this situation. But they would think that, oh, carry ko to, I can manage myself. That's the husband's side. Then of course men they're direct. They are direct. They can really say what's on their mind. But for us women, the tendency why we speak indirectly with our partner, because we consider their feelings. Would consider what would be their reaction, what will be what will be what will happen if I'm going to tell it to my partner about this and this. But if you have this open communication with your partner, you can say it really direct. That is why I said I am glad to know that mostly of our wives here or women here are direct. So they can already say what they really want, what they really want to say, what their feelings, and they can exactly tell their partner what they want and what they need. That's very important, right? Are you agree with this?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, for the husbands, right? It's good for you. It's good for you that your partner will really speaks well in their direct to you what they really need, like giving you ideas if what they want for the anniversary, what they want for an event or for a wedding, so that you have the idea already and it can be included in your budget already, diba? So if your wife would tell you, I want to have our anniversary at the Bali, Indonesia, or in Tagaytay, or I want to spend our anniversary at home and we'll just cook this and this and this and this. So you, husband, will have the idea. And if you really have the need to have or to manage the finance well or budget well, then you can have more time in doing so, because you still have a lot of time to do that because of that idea given to you. Okay, so moving forward, let's move on. Then men need to remember that women talk about problems to get close, to get your attention, but not necessarily to get solutions. Because we are both smart, we are both intelligent, we have the solution in our mind already. What we just want is we just want to be heard. We just want our partner to listen to us. Am I right, Suzanne? Rhea?
Yes.
Yes po.
Diba? Sometimes you just want to, yung palambing. It is palambing in
Sometimes just
English.
want attention from them, and then maybe to get their ideas also about the problem, but it's not necessarily that you want it to solve right away. But it's better to talk the problem, both of you talk about it, so
Yes.
both of you are aware.
Yes, you're both aware of what's going through,
Yeah.
what's going on with your partner, what's whatsoever, what happened in a day to day. So it's good to have that conversation.
Number one.
Yes. And also, men, they have the tendency to give you permanent solution to your temporary problem.
I know, I
Yes.
do that. So yeah, I do that. And Rhea always has the solution already. She just wants to
Yeah.
hear,
Yes.
wants me to listen.
Yeah, thank you, Graham. And if you say like, oh, I'm so tired at work, and then of course the husband did, oh, you're already tired at work, and then you have to resign. So that's a permanent solution to the temporary problem. Whereas your wife would just want you to have that attention, to have a massage, to have kisses, to have hugs. That's the difference of dealing with your wife.
Yeah.
And it's really good to know that Graham really work well, no? Really have very job well done doing that.
Yeah. Communication is important. So we're always communicating.
Yes.
Because we're so long distance, communication is, it's important because we're together
Yes.
4 years. Yeah.
And that's one of the major skills that the husband and wife could have, to have a really strong marriage and relationship.
I agree to that.
Yeah, thank you, Rhea and Graham. So men are motivated when they feel needed, while women are motivated when they are cherished. Right? So, difference, right? The difference motivation. So whenever that they feel that we need them, I feel that we are always wanting them. They are excited. They really can say it they can say it directly to you sometimes, but they can feel really motivated. All right, Graham, like, oh honey, I need you. I want you to be by my side. Right? Suzanne and Vincent, do you feel that the same way?
Yes.
Yeah. That is why, 'di ba, yung mga babae, no, women who are independent, who are strong women, no, strong empowerment women, no, sila yung mas naiiwanan ng partner nila because pinaparamdam nila sa kanilang partner na hindi sila kailangan. That's the reason behind, no, that here in the Philippines we have this large amount of, or so many failed marriages because of that. They really show their partner that I don't need you. I can work independently. I have my own, no? I can buy my own I can buy myself flowers. Di ba? May pag-ganon pa sila. That's
Sometimes
why.
it also affect for men's ego.
Yeah.
When women are so independent and we are career oriented, I mean goal
Career
oriented.
oriented.
Yes. It affects our. That's why sometimes it's also okay to just have communications about it, like,
Yeah.
to be open about each other's goals, so that we know that if the other one is like, supporting you or not.
It's good to have your own. It's good to have. But a balance. You
Yeah,
have to really a balance. Balance with your career and your married life.
Married life.
No. Because if you really work too much with your career because of being an independent woman, then that would be something that would really create a problem later on.
You forget your husband.
Yes.
Sometimes you tend to forget to give time to your relationship.
Yeah. So, I
Kay
have,
Doktora Gamboa po. Aryan ni.
wait lang, I have to mute lang. May i-mute lang ako for a while. Ayan, thank you, Aryan, thank you. So, let's move on. Okay. Okay, so can you hear ano pa ba? Sounds? Wala na? Okay na?
Yeah.
Clear na.
Clear na. Thank you, thank you. Okay, so here in the Philippines, our survey about what men and women argue about are the following. Money, because of the expectations versus reality. And then, also the miscommunication. That's how Graham and Rhea told us about how really important is communication, especially with long distance relationship. You really have to be consistent with your time, consistent with your talking time, the differences with the time zone. So you really have to adjust with your partner's time zone. So umaga dito, gabi doon, no? Magkaibang mundo. Have a different time because of different time zones. It's morning here and it's evening here. Hi, hello, good evening. Hello, good morning here. So that is why. So this have to be consistent with that, because that could really help your relationship more stronger than ever. So sex, yeah, why men and women argue about this, especially when you are trying to conceive na, whenever you have this plan to conceive, what is the best time? That is a question. I want to ask questions here. Ito, Rhea Graham. What do you think is the best time to have sex when you want to conceive?
Well, it's about care and consideration. It's about understanding. There's multiple factors that you take into consideration. It's being loving, caring, and affectionate, and sometimes things are natural, and you kind of know. But it is about love. It's about affection, about understanding as well, and discernment.
Yeah, but Mom, can you elaborate more of the questions? I don't really understand. Best time to have
the best time is that
or
it is really a literal answer, no? The best time it is an hour or a time. This is really a time. So it's just like you just have to guess it. Guess it. What do you think is the best timing? Is it in the morning? Is it in the afternoon? Or is it in the evening? What do you think?
Oh,
Well, it's definitely when you're not busy.
Yes, when you're not busy.
when you're
Yes.
working.
Yes, very well said. We have physicians here. We also
Okay.
have doctors here who can also say, or maybe they can share something about this. Or you want to share something?
Oh, is that a question?
Best time to have
The best
sex,
time to
morning,
have sex.
afternoon, or nighttime.
Yeah, when you want to conceive, this
Nighttime.
is something.
Oh,
Definitely
yeah.
night. Because in the morning.
Well, it's all about science really. If you're talking about conception, it's about the science of the cycle. So
Yes.
28 days. So it's
Yes,
it's
20
important
days
to
till
kind of know that.
ovulation.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you for that, Graham. Yes, we have this the best timing for that when we speak about ovulation period, you know. If it's your ovulation period, then that's the best time for you to want if you want to conceive. But if we're talking about what is the best time between day, afternoon, and evening, there's a study about this in Zurich Hospital. They have studied about the semen or how it looks like and the samples that was given by the 7,000 men, and that's the samples that were the samples that they were studied, and they found out that the sperm produces between 5 o'clock in the morning to 7:30 in the morning are more concentrated, are more completely shaped, as in perfectly shaped, and then more of the motility. So it means that it is more fertile because also science told us, or the study in science, that it is because of we already have a time to sleep. We already have that every 2 hour cycle of sleep wherein our hormones produces, our good hormones produces serotonin, oxytocin, yeah, and yeah, that's the reason why it is more concentrated during that time, because our energy wasn't really that used up. No, unlike when you already work whole day, and then your body is tired already, then you have lack of hormones already because it exerted too much exerted in the work time. So for those couples who really want to have during their honeymoons, they made sure that they do it earlier in the morning while they are all fresh, and then they have slept like 7 to 8 hours. So this is according to science. And I know, yes, there'll be a lot of studies about this, but it's still up to your system. Because our system also produces healthy sperm whenever it is morning, evening, and afternoon. Yeah, it's
Okay,
just that.
that's my homework now. That's my research. So I'm going down a rabbit hole
Yes,
now.
yes, that would really help because I just got some studies from Switzerland, Australia about this, and they have taken the samples from different men, and they have said that it's the best time. That is why couples who really want to have, they have this vacation leave. They spend time together, and they really make sure to make it earlier in the morning. So no more distractions, everything asleep. Yeah.
Mhm.
Anything? Is there anyone who's sharing something? Okay. None? Okay, sorry. Now, so maybe later I could show you about that time and time zone. That's according to just the best time why sometimes couple would have to argue about, because they are tired already at night. And then we women, we have 4 seasons. 4 seasons, it may depend on our system. Like we women, we have these four seasons that we have our mucus plug. We have different kinds of mucus. We have dryness, we have no mucus. Sometimes we have this overflowing of your mucus, very transparent mucus, very wet, and then sometimes it is cloudy. So there is really that best option for us whenever we have this whenever we have this yung sa family planning, when you really want to conceive or not. So for you to really want to have to conceive, the best cervical mucus there would be stretchy, and the color is transparent. So it is to be done by us women in a squat position, just 3 inches inside the cervix, so they can get sample. So that cervical mucus, if it's transparent already and very stretchy, it means it is in our peak of our ovulation. So it's a good timing to conceive, whether a boy or a girl. But if we have this very dry, sticky cervical mucus where it can't reach 2 inches, it's very dry that it can't it's not stretchy. It's parang gummy. Yung it looks like that, and then it breaks before it reaches 2 inches. Then for us, it is not we are not fertile during that time. So it's also good to have checked our ovulation period or our calendar method when you are really have that family planning, or you're using the natural method. Okay, so moving on, what are those pa? That is more of the argument. It's the time management, the scheduling, the values and culture, especially with those who have foreign partners, because you have different cultures, you have different beliefs, you have traditions, you have values. So this is something that you have to talk about more. Then different parenting styles. So your partner wants to be an authoritative, but the partner, but the husband will be authoritarian. So that's something for you to decide on what kind of parenting styles you will need to apply during whenever you have your kid already or your children. So your children will not be confused about what kind of parenting style, what are the rules, their obligations inside. Then household responsibilities and the boundaries and the differences. Now, moving forward, because this is the survey. This is the survey that has studied on why they argued about those are the things. And this is it. I found one in the internet, PET, Fertility Genomics Clarity, researchers at the University of Hospital in Zurich, Switzerland, which they have got the semen samples from 7,068 men. I have highlighted here that the healthy semen samples collected between 5 o'clock in the morning and 7:30 in the morning were found to exhibit statistically higher sperm concentration, total sperm count, and higher percentage of normally shaped sperm compared to the samples produced later in the day. Okay? Okay, so now I'll move forward. And here, the 4 causes of separation, the big 4 causes of separation, of course, the financial problem, the lack of communication, the infidelity issues here, and the domestic violence. Could be like physical, emotional, psychological, domestic violence. So I'm not be tackling and discussing more of that because that is not the highlight of our pre-marriage counseling. It's just giving you idea what are the big 4 causes here so that you can prevent it from. So now, when both husband and wife learn to approve and validate, they really don't have to argue. They can discuss, negotiate, and differences. So, according to Graham and Rhea kanina, no, a while ago, they have said that really important to have this communication. Yes, I agree with that. And of course, all of you agree to that. That in communication, it is really very important. Why? Because in communication, it is more of open, it's more of honest environment, and then at the same time, non-confrontational environment. That's a good thing about having an open communication with your partner. And of course, it requires the speaking and understanding to what your partner is trying to say. Because as what I have said a while ago, we have different languages, we have different perception to what your partner is trying to say. So I will be giving more of the examples later and why it differs from our perception, why men and women have the different communication styles. And of course, we have different thinking patterns because we women, we are emotional, but husbands, men, they are logical. So they are more of the problem solver. But for us, it's more of our feelings. Sometimes based with according to what our feelings it would be based on what we feel and what we are in our current situation, our emotions. So in also good listening skills could also help. No? And then nonverbal contact like eye contact, your posture, gestures and facial expression. So it's more of the non-verbal contact or non-verbal cues rather than the words itself. So we can understand our partner very well, diba? By just looking at them, by just touching them. So you will know exactly what your partner is trying to say or tell you. So the volume of and the intonation of what we're trying to say is also important. So the tone of voice, the volume, and our eye contact, facial expression. So moving forward on, and according to Fred and Florence Notsier, the improving communication and daily marriage builders for couples. Rule number one, whenever your partner is trying to say something or telling you what's really on his or her mind, please don't interrupt. Just listen. Number two is no use statement. You. It should be now that you are married, now that you are already one team. It's better to have or to change the you thing into we or let's do it. We will do it. We can do it. Something like that. Like you can do it. You do that. But it's better for us to say, oh, let's do this together. Let's have this. We can do it. Then also, rule number 3 is when you're having some arguments or anything, you have some issues, just please filter those words. Always, never. Like, you're always late. You always do that. You never care. So that's something that you need to filter on. It's something that you need to remove from your vocabulary during the arguments. So it's just best to use that words during your romance moment, like I always love you, I will never leave you, something like that. But during arguments, please don't. Then next, speaking in different languages. This is just some samples. Like men and women. For women, we never go out. But then men, what? That's not true. We just went out last week. I bought you diamonds, right? Diamonds. I bought you chocolates. I bought you flowers. Didn't you remember? And then what your wife is trying to say here is, I just want to go out today, honey. Can you please bring me to the mall? Can you please accompany me to going to the Watsons or have my spa or anything? That is just what your wife would want to say. But because of our emotions or our feelings during the day, we tend to sometimes just say what's opposite on what we want. We sometimes have this opposite, like this is why I tell you that never use never, or never use that thing whenever you have some arguments. Like we never go out. So that's a no. But instead, let's delete the never, Rhea. What would happen? What would be the outcome if we delete the never there? Never.
Sorry, what was the question?
So when we delete the never, because the women would say we never go out, then we have to remove that never. What would be the outcome?
It sounds more of like, how do I see it? Mas magkakaintindihan kayo?
Yes,
Like
yes,
that.
direct.
But it
Be
sounds like
direct.
you're making lambing instead of like, it sounds like you're making fun of something.
Yeah, so instead of saying we never go out, oh honey, can we go out now? Because I want to have my hair done. I want to have the groceries. So see the difference?
Yeah.
Okay. So thank
It's
you.
easier when you're
Sometimes
it's easier when you're an
women,
introvert. We're both introverts. so-
Yeah.
it
Yes.
happen that sometimes women, because sometimes of our pride also, we don't want to say what we want because we want to see our partner if he could understand what we want
Yeah.
based on our actions. Sometimes it's like that, sometimes it's like that. We just don't want
Yes. Exactly. We want them to be a mind reader. Okay.
yeah, and then sometimes it's not like that. So that's why we tend to fight.
Oh, you know it already, oh. I don't have to tell that because you know it already, right? Something like that. So,
a lot of our arguments are
no.
over creativity. It's when we have
Oh,
well, not arguments, disagreements. It's usually a
disagreements.
creative, always about something creative that we have a disagreement. So we have similar goals, but we have kind of different paths to get to the same goal.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So communication there is good.
Yeah, thank you for that, Rhea. Because we women, most of us, we are creative. We are very visual. See? But for them, you know, they are organized kasi. They have this, they have this time management. Whenever you have these priorities already in your mind, but then your husband would have these priorities that they need to have the time management. Or we have to do it one at a time. But for us women, we do all at the time.
I
At a
agree.
time.
We do multitasking.
Yes.
Men can do that.
Yeah.
Want me
So it's more of us. So it's more of us now, women. So now, moving again. I'm so tired at work. This is my example a while ago. And then the husband would, if you're tired, if you don't like your job, then quit. Because they have the tendency to give us the permanent solution. They always do that. Right, Graham?
Yeah, sorry, there's talking in the background. It's hard to
Yeah.
hear.
Can you hear it until now? I have muted that
Yeah,
already. Okay.
Okay, yeah, I hear a conversation in the background.
Okay, I'll see.
Okay, so
Okay, I hope it's already clear.
okay. Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah, sorry.
yes, Graham, when they have this the temporary problem, you have the tendency to have the permanent solution, right?
Yeah, that's true. We do tend to want to give a solution. I think for me and Rhea, because of cultural differences in the West, we're always wanting to solve problems by talking. And I think Filipinos are much more quiet about that. They're more internally thinking. So sometimes I can wreck Rhea's head by constantly trying to talk out a situation. So yeah.
Wow. So how do you handle whenever we have this kind of for Rhea?
Sometimes kasi when I have that kind, actually I have that kind of conversations with him a few years back when I was working in Makati, that I want to quit my job because it's so stressful anymore. He told me that okay, you can quit, but at the end of the day I get mad because I don't like the answer. Sometimes girls are like that.
Yes,
We will
yes.
say something and then we don't like the answer that they're giving to us, like we get annoyed or something, because the only thing I want to hear is like, okay, then maybe you can have some time to file a leave or something. But I don't know. Sometimes we women are hard to understand. We just have this kind of um personalities where I don't know if it's just me, but sometimes I'm like that.
It's us. It's not just you.
There are
Yeah.
times where I don't like the answer and I just get annoyed. But
Yeah.
then I made a mistake actually. So I don't know. It's something that I had to deal with myself until now.
Yeah, and that's not just the problem of just you alone. It's most of women, most of the wives who tell me about that. Because we have this, we are very emotional. We really have this like we have the tendency to we expect our partner to answer us on the way we really want to. But they answer us so they answered
Straight.
us oppositely, or they very different to what
Something
we
that we
really
don't want.
expect. That's why we get annoyed, we get disappointed about it. But what could really help is that you have to tell your partner what you're expecting him to say. Maybe sometimes it would be feel like, oh, what? Maybe it's not respect for him when I tell him what to answer, because of course he has his own mind, he has his own thinking whenever he wants, to answer those. So it's not just you, Rhea. Don't worry.
Sometimes I used to tell him that, you know
Yeah.
what, when I'm complaining, just listen to me, just don't say a lot of things because it
Yeah.
annoys me sometimes. And then
Yeah,
he would
she
say,
definitely
okay,
says that.
I'll try. But then,
Yes.
well, of course, he has his own thinking. Sometimes he used to say things
Yes.
not really happy with it. So that's why sometimes we have a little disagreement, but
Yeah.
then just a little disagreement, so it's okay.
Yeah,
It's
it's just normal for a couple to have that because of the differences. But and later on in the day, you just have realized that, oh, okay, maybe we have different point of view, maybe we have different belief on, or maybe perception on the thing that have happened. So it's good also to have the empathetic response to every situation, like, oh, I know, because that's his own individuality. I know him. He would really answer that way because he is like that.
yeah. And like we're both opinionated. We both have strong opinion with a lot of.
Yeah.
And sometimes I always wanted to win, and he also wanted to win. So
Yeah.
that's where we clash sometimes, because I have my
Uh,
own way of seeing things, and he has his own way. So I don't know. That's something that we have to solve. I mean, we have to work out on ourselves, because sometimes that's
Yeah.
our. It's just like a
Like
minor
some,
problem. We used to have that problem all the time.
yeah, that's it, babe. Sometimes we have, I've got an advantage because we're speaking English, and I'm
yes.
able to verbalize much faster than Ray is,
Mm.
because Ray is thinking in not only Bisaya, but Tagalog and English. So
Yes.
I do have the advantage sometimes when we're having disagreements. So yeah,
Yeah.
that can be frustrating. I do recognize that. So I'm grateful that she can communicate, Ray communicates
Really
with me
well.
in
Really well. Thank
yeah,
you.
yeah.
That's good thing about it. Because if not, there are some celebrities who have this, because I cannot name him or her, but because due to communication gap, because sometimes she cannot really say what's on her mind in English, so she would always have to look for a translation or a translator app whenever she wants to, but in such situation that she really can't say in English. So that's how they really have fall into, no, really they have, yeah, the relationship.
Yeah. So
So
I'm
that's
grateful
good
for that.
thing. Yeah, it's good thing that you have this good communication and you use one language. So now, moving on. How about men? How do they react on every situation? So I only have at least two samples. When they say they're okay, they are really okay. See, men, I'm okay. It's okay. It is really okay. But for us, women, no, you're not okay. I know there's something wrong. Please tell me about it. And then we are the one who are so makulit. No, we're so makulit. What is it? Tell me, tell me. Then we overthink. No? It's sometimes that for them, it is really okay because they can manage it. They can control it. They can manage it by themselves. So that's the reason behind it. So, Eric, do you have something to say about this? When
Sorry,
you're
hold on.
okay, you're really okay, right?
Well, yeah, I like to be honest.
Mm.
It actually, well, when I communicate,
Mhm.
I communicate for outcome largely, right? So so if I'm saying I'm okay, I might not 100% be okay, I suppose, but I'm okay enough so that you don't have to worry about it, right? So, like, just yeah, that's all what I mean when I say I'm okay. It's like this is not something that we need to continue on as like a subject of concern.
Yes, thank you. Very well said about that, Eric. That's what we call the caveman. We're in. Of course, they would want to tell you that it's okay because they can already manage it, and it's not not something for you to be worried about because women are known to be very warrior, right? To worry a lot. So that is why for men, they really have to okay. I can manage it. I'm okay. Okay, don't worry about it. Diba? So what else? It's no problem. So when they say it's no problem, it's really no problem for them because they can really they can manage it well. So but for us women, what do we respond? No, but it is a problem. I could help. Right? So it's always us that we really want to extend our help to them. But men would have that say, no, please. I can manage it. Okay, just stay there. I can manage it my own. Blagoy, do you agree with this?
Yeah, I'm agree that sometimes when I just say it's not a problem, and then she said to me like, yeah, but it is a problem. Can I help to you? I really sometimes want to say that no, just let me to do on my own way, you know. like
Yes.
just let me to do it. I'm
No,
in the man in the home. Like
yes, you
that.
can do it, right?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, that's my yeah, what I want to say.
Thank you for that, Blagoy. So I hope anyone want to share a question. I want to hear from you. When you really say it's no problem, it's really no problem.
Yeah, that's true. I generally think most men don't like fussing or like fussing around because we're usually kind of content and we're okay. But yeah, I tend not to like fussing, you know. But
Yes.
Rhea loves to, she likes to take care of me as well. So, you know, you have to control yourself that, you know, you've been living your life as independent and fussing you don't really go in for. But yeah, it's kind of, and deep down it's a good thing. It's a nice thing that you're cared for. So
Yes.
yeah, but generally men don't like fussing. That's what I
Yeah.
would say.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you again for sharing that. Okay, so that's it. So we have heard them, no? We have confirmed it already. So there's no way for us to doubt about it. Then okay, so we're moving on the next session already. The next session, this conflict resolution, and that's we're nearing to the end of this pre-marriage counseling. So do you want to have some break, like 5 minutes? Maybe you have to go to comfort room or have to stretch and walk for a while for 5 minutes.
Yes, please.
Yes.
Okay, so let's go back at 3. It's 3:40 in my time. So You will depend on your time already. But I will be here after 5 minutes. Okay? So thank you.
Salamat.
Salamat po.
Okay, so are you all ready?
No.
Can we see? Okay, Eric and Abigail. You're there na?
Hold on.
Okay, okay. Vincent, ako'y nandyan ulit. So, I have told you a while ago, pwede naman kayo kumain. You can eat, you can drink, you can have water, you can have everything in front of you, okay? So, meron pa nga na nag-share dito sa akin, meron pa daw sila, may kasama pa silang pet, dog, nakikinig din. Yes, so mga makulit din na nakikita ko mga dogs, cats. Yeah. So you can have a choice. Because as long as you are listening, as long as you are attentive, then it's okay. Then okay, so all are set, set na. Okay, okay. So now let's move on to the conflict resolution. Conflict resolution. So the first one here is can anyone of course can I have Rhea please read the first book. Read the first.
Okay, focus on the issue at hand, bringing up the past.
Okay, so what is your point, or
My view
how can
on this
your view on this?
Yeah, my view on this issue is that it's better that if you have problem, as of the moment, I think you have to focus on that instead of bringing up your previous problem, because it's just gonna add up the heated argument and it's not gonna solve everything. So I think it's easier to just like forget the past, maybe. Well, maybe not really literally forget it, still have it in your mind, but at
Yeah.
least it's not better to like have it as of like your current.
Discussing it from time to time.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
And it can be hard. Yeah, it can be hard sometimes because conflicts, we kind of have it like a bank account, and you keep a record of it as like a ledger.
Yes.
And you kind of have to remember not to view it like a bank account, that it's deposits each time and it's building up. Because like in conflict, if something builds and builds, it just has to reach a point where it's, so yeah, it's a tough one. We all fail on that. I think every human fails on that, but that's a really important thing. Rhea says that to me. She would say that to me more than I'd ever say it to her. Yeah.
This is the ones like that, like when we have problems, we tend to sometimes bring up the past, and I get annoyed.
Because it's already solved, though. It's resolved already. So let's move on with that. And then here's what we have in our hand right now. Okay, so thank you for that. So next today I'll be asking Steve and Chrislyn. Can you share something? Can you
Yes.
please read
Yes. So seek out compromise.
Can you elaborate this one, please?
No, sure. You know what? I think that as you've been talking about, men and women, come at issues with different points of view. We all have different experiences as well.
Thank you. Yeah.
So, I mean, there's always a middle ground, and we see this all the time in politics, right? So, so I think that that's really a good point to seek out a compromise. So, and I think it just takes a little bit of maturity to be able to do that, and a bit of patience. So, yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you for that. Can I also hear from Vanessa, please? Vanessa.
Yep.
Yeah, because we have the husband side a while ago.
Ah,
Now let's hear from a wife. How about
okay.
this?
Is it for the first two bullet points or just the latest bullet point?
Just the latest bullet point.
Okay. I had more stock on the first bullet point, but sure,
Okay,
the
it's
second
good.
bullet point.
It's good. Maybe you can share that
Okay.
first bullet.
All right. Because for me, the second bullet point is yes, agreeable. Either you compromise or negotiate, right? And sometimes negotiation can be pretty technical. But in the in the first bullet point, there is a saying that past behavior can be indicative of future performance or future things that might happen. So I guess there is still merit in bringing up the past in a healthy way as a reference, not as something that you rub off on your partner. But if it's something that you're going to basically say that, hey, this is how we resolved it in the past, let's try doing it again. And if this resolution will not solve it this time, then let's try something new. So use it as a reference, but not as a single source of truth. I think that's how we can.
Yes, thank you for that. Yeah, said very well said about that also. And I can see the reaction of Ronald. Ronald, cheers. Yes. So what can you say about that, Ronald?
I would say that she's really good at that first point that she focused on. And I tend to lean more on the second part, the seeking out a compromise.
No compromise.
So yeah, strengths and weaknesses. We're still working on them.
So good to know that that you've been managing it well, and then that's good that Vanessa is very good on that too. So now for the next, thank you, Ronald and Vanessa. So how about this one? Can someone can I hear from Christian? Christian.
Can I instead read it
Oh
in his
yeah.
behalf?
Okay. Yes, Mylin, please.
It's find a good time to talk.
Yeah.
It means that if, let's say, you had just an argument with each other, so I think you need to calm down first and then sort things out before the first two bullet points will be applied. Because
Yes.
if the both of you are actually
On hit.
are still yes we are still on a it's
Yes.
still in a heated argument, and you cannot really talk logically at that time, so you have to find basically a good timing to talk, and maybe um meet in halfway,
Yes.
basically for applied for the first two bullet points.
Yes. Thank you, Mylin, for that. And it's a good teamwork. You're able to speak in behalf of Christian.
Yes.
Yes. So can I also hear from Eric and Abigail? Is it always a good time to talk? Do you think?
Is it always a good time to talk?
Huh?
Well, not if you're working. No, I don't think that's a very complicated subject, that last one.
Yeah, yeah.
Obviously, it's gonna be sometimes better than others because if your mind is half in some other place worried about
Yes.
something that needs to be done, yeah, you can't focus as much on the topic at hand.
Yes, focus on the issue at hand.
Can I make a comment about the compromise?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So
Sure.
I was actually talking to Abigail about this a little while ago about I find myself I'm quite strict with what I eat, right?
Yes.
And so, which I found out that she actually likes about me. But the way I look at compromise is that I would really rather that everyone is happy, right? I would really rather that there's some solution out there that exists that everyone can be happy with something. Actually, it's more of a faith, really, that there has to be something out there that we can all be happy with. We just need to find it, right? Because having one person not happy, that wouldn't make me very happy.
Thank you. So that's a win-win solution. You're both happy. Okay, so
There's always a win-win solution out there.
thank you. So let me hear from Steve and Christine. Steve,
Yeah,
please.
I just wanted to comment when I was coaching hockey, we would have parents that would get upset about how much their child was playing or something like that. And so we had a 24-hour rule. So what we would do is the parents had to wait 24 hours before they could speak to the coach. And I think it worked really well in minor hockey, but I don't know how well it would work out in marriage.
Of course, it can. Yes, just have to try it. So thank you for sharing with that. No, so it is also good that before the marriage you've been into different situations. You have you've been taking different alternatives to every situation that we have. So it's really good. No, good to know that we have different situations, different strategies. Then also conditioning is important, especially when because it is not always good time to talk. So it's always good to have mind conditioning first. Whenever you have something to say or serious matter to be discussed with your partner, it's better to have that wherein you have to say like Han, love, can we talk about there's something on my mind about investing or migrating. Can we talk about this maybe on a weekend or after your work, so that your partner can plan ahead, can have more time to think about it, and can also study about it, right? When you're speaking about the stock exchange or any like others investing, so it's better to have that review first before we tackle on that situation. So maybe you can do that sometime whenever you have that situation. And then it's also that I have heard about Eric also, that he said that it's depend on the situation, because you will have a lot of stressors outside from work or anyone. Then of course you get home, like you're really tired and you really don't want to talk about anything else. And there's sometimes this that couple would just be quiet for a while sometime, because they just want to talk anything, like everything about what happened. They just want to sit down for a while, have hugs and kisses, and then you'll just be silent for a while, and then okay, so maybe we can talk about anything about tomorrow, because we just want to talk right now. So now next would be can we have Blagoy and Aryan please, or Blagoy please? Yeah.
Okay. Go. Listen without interrupting your partner. Yeah. Well, I not understand good the meaning of the question.
You really have to listen to your partner first, so you don't have to interrupt them, interrupt her. Well,
Yeah, I'm agree that first I agree that the first what we have to do is to listening very good without stopping us what we are talking, and then to say after that to say what is our meaning, what is our
yes.
what we are thinking is it. But
Yeah.
first we have to really hear our partner what he want to say to us. If I get the question,
Yeah. Thank you for that, Lagoy.
because yeah, my English is not perfect.
So do you use translator whenever you talk?
Time to time I need to use translator.
Yeah, so maybe basic and
But
basic
we are a
English.
build up every time, every day, more and more.
So Aryan. So Aryan,
Yeah,
you have to be.
she's better speaker than me.
Oh. Oh, so
Yeah.
you can understand it well whenever he
No,
speak in his
I
language.
mostly get her. Almost get her. Sometimes like some conversation I not get, but I try to. That's why this is very good. What I said to first to listening very good what your partner
Yes.
said, then you can. Yeah. After that you can answer, not to stop and then interrupting.
Yeah, and it's also good
Yeah.
to clarify whether you
Yeah.
understand it very well. Are you trying to say like example Aryan did I understand it very well? Uh is it what I understand about what you have said? This is what I understood what you have said a while ago, or something, some clarification, di ba, Aryan? Kasi you wouldn't know if he understands it right, baka iba, no? What is your take in this, Aryan?
Sign language na lang po.
Sign language.
Para
Yeah.
magkaintindihan.
Yes, in communication kasi it's not the words, it's not the words, it's more of the facial expression, the
Actions.
gestures, the non-verbal cues, no? So just eye to
Yeah.
eye, no, you know what he's really trying to say about, or the facial expression. Yeah, so it's a good sharing. Thank you. Thank you, Aryan. Thank you, Blagoy. Thank you.
Yep.
So now, for the next one, can I have wait, oh, Fernand. Fernand, it's your time.
Hello.
Yes, Fernand.
Yeah, it's hard to admit when you're wrong, but there should be some times that you need to admit, because after some time you will realize that yeah, you're wrong. But yeah, sometimes we also argue about this one, but yeah, you need to admit sometimes also. I agree with this.
It's not saying sorry, it's your mistake, diba? So it's just indication that you really want to solve your problem in a amicably in a really peaceful method or a way. Let's say and one of you would be lower down the pride and would say, oh, okay, let's sorry for what happened.
Yeah.
Wala tayong mali. You haven't done wrong. It's just the situation. So let's just sorry for what happened. Something like that, diba? So
Yes, correct.
alam nyo, it's hard for us, especially us women. It's may hard for us to say sorry because we have this tendency to, kahit kami yung may kasalanan, even though if it's really our mistake, if we have done wrong, but it is us who really want attention, who want to suyo. You know what suyo in English? To caress, to maybe Chrislyn, you can help me with that even sometimes if it's our mistake, it's that we have done wrong, but we want our husband, we want our partner to the opposite way, want them to suyo us, you know the suyo, or caress us more, na sila pa yung magsusorry. Do you feel something like that also, Christine?
Yes, ma'am. Because like for us, like as a women, like even if we're wrong, like we believe that that we always like the feeling that we're right all the time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So, thank you for that, Christine. Nakita ko si Suzanne. Suzanne, you have something to say then about this one? Admitting when you are wrong.
I think because when you're not admitting that you're wrong, it makes the conflict bigger. Then you won't solve it like in a timely manner. Kasi parang iisipin mo na wala naman ako ginawang mali. Tapos, syempre, the other side naman, parang he or she knows na ikaw talaga yung mali. So, ayun.
Yes, thank you. Abigail, you have something? Kasi alam ko may ma-imagine ka eh. Naalala mo yung mga mayroon ka talaga naalala about that.
Hindi naman po. But yeah, if you're the one, I mean you accept that you are wrong, then just ask for forgiveness. It's simple. It's your mistake. So always ask. Yes, sir. Yeah.
So would there be a time na nagpapakipot ka when you don't admit that you're wrong, even if it's your wrong?
To him?
Yeah.
Wala
To
pa naman
Eric.
po.
So
Wala
it's
pa naman.
it's always you always admit.
Yeah. Or wala, hindi pa kami umabot
So
sa
wala
situation
talagang
na
chance
yan.
na
Yeah.
gano'n. That is why. So Janine, Vanessa, you have something to share? Nasa pakita ko ba yung tama? Wait lang.
Okay.
Is it
Hello.
Janine and what's that? Sorry. Yes, can you share something about this one?
I think just the step that you're acknowledging that from your end that you're wrong. It takes courage because sometimes it's hard to acknowledge that. But I think once you're past that, the rest will follow. So if you have already acknowledged that there's also something wrong with what you've done or what you've said to your partner, I think it will eventually help in the rest of the steps that were mentioned earlier.
Yes, exactly. Thank you. So would there be a chance na Janine, na kahit wrong ka, gusto mo siya yung sumuyo sa'yo? She wants you na parang siya yung lumapit sa'yo, siya yung mag-sorry. You sometimes feel like that. Okay. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Janine. Okay, now let's move on. Can I hear from Vincent and Suzanne? Nasa consider na tayo.
Consider your partner's perspective.
Yes.
Magandang i-consider mo rin yung perspective ng partner mo kasi may mga bagay siya naisip to resolve these issues na hindi mo naiisip. So, yun, it's best na you talk to each other regarding all the possibilities to fix the issues.
So there's open communication so that you know
Yes.
what's on her mind when it's just starting to yung partner mo kung ano talaga gusto. Okay, so good. Yes. Maybe Suzanne, you can add more?
To add more on what Vincent has shared, kasi it depends on ano rin yung source ng conflict eh.
Yes.
Kasi sometimes, maybe para sa atin, wala lang yun. Pero sa partner natin, it's big deal para sa kanila.
Yes.
Yeah. So, yun. So, it's important na we also think kung ano yung iniisip nila. Kasi kapag ka tayo lang yung sarili lang natin, it won't work. It won't solve the conflict na nag-aaral.
Okay, thank you. Very well said. Thank you, Vincent and Susan. So now let's have Ronald for the next bullet. Ronald and Vanessa. Ronald, please.
Practice empathy when criticized instead of getting defensive.
What's your take on it?
I agree because you need to practice empathy when you're criticized to understand where your partner is coming from
Yeah.
in criticizing you. So there must be a reason from where it came.
Yes.
And getting defensive doesn't solve anything.
Yes.
We struggle with that sometimes.
So you
would you like
manage
to
it? Yeah, Vanessa, would you like to add
add?
now?
Okay. There is a tactic called seek first to understand. If you do not seek what your partner is thinking or consider what they're feeling, then you're not going to be able to understand them. If you don't understand them, then you're just going to build another wall. Instead of letting each other in because you understand each other, you build walls upon walls, and then you start protecting your own castle as if you're in a siege war. So
Yes.
yeah.
Well, thank you, Vanessa and Ronald. Thank you for that. So you have to know what's really on his mind, on her mind, what's going through, what's it's coming from. Because if not, you're already building a wall. You're already building a castle. Yes, thank you for that, Vanessa. Yeah, and of course, Ronald. Parang DJ si Ronald. Ronald, you speak well. Is it because of your headphone? But it seems like you're a DJ, a disc jockey, or
Oh, it's my gaming headset.
Oh,
Yeah.
maganda pala yung ganun, no? Parang lakas ng impact, no? So, don't on us. What is this?
Yeah, I made a comment about the lambing.
Ah.
Like, yeah, if you wanted to be made lambinged on, then it's you asking to be doted on, to be given more affection.
Yeah.
So I use the term dote if ever other people cannot comprehend. Yeah.
Do you feel the same way too? Whenever you have that, whenever it's you feel like when it's your mistake. So how do you get along with Vanessa?
Me?
Yeah.
Because I believe in facts over feelings. So that's one of our issues.
She's a
Like,
very logical individual.
Oh, so
yeah.
she's more logical than you, Ronald.
I'm pretty logical myself, but she's more. That's part of why we get along.
Yes. Okay. So how you also get along with your cats?
She has high empathy for animals, and we're both animal lovers. So
Oh, good.
yeah, we take care of community cats together.
Oh.
Bonding experience.
Oh, so how many cats do you have at home?
We have 3, but we take care for the past 6 years. We take care of 32 cats together.
Wow. Oh, good. So really good cat lover, no? Okay. So yeah, thank you for that. Whenever we get upset or we have this bad day, just stroking our pets, no? Our cats, it could help. There's some instances for us, husband and wife. There is a time that we really have some argument, and then here's our cats keep on going to us while we are having arguments, like just saying that, please stop, don't make arguments, you are here. We're just here to calm you down. And then the cats will just appear in front of us, and then of course we just have to stroke and then finish. there's nothing to argue about. So yeah, so okay, so thank you for the sharing. Thank you. Now, moving forward, because we have done with the conflict resolution in marriage, now we will move on with the needs of your partner on a daily basis. So I have done mnemonics, acronym, wherein we can really memorize it as fast as easier as we can. So it could be like that. Husband, maybe I can hear from who can read the wait. I want to hear from Graham.
Okay. And is there a specific question? Yeah, just a
Yes.
comment on this.
Can you read the husband's needs?
Yes. So husband, M, marital intimacy or sex. A, authority or respect. And never-ending support for his healthy recreation.
Can you help me also this? Can you help me? Maybe can say something about the three or anything, any of the three. Maybe you can elaborate, or you can, yeah.
Yeah, because well, if you take marital intimacy or sex, there's two very different things, because one is a function where the other is more about the feeling.
Yes.
So intimacy is far more important, and that doesn't mean a physical thing either. It's a combination of multiple things. So that would be the most important for that. Authority and respect. Well, respect. That's always something, but that's something that you have to gain. And never-ending support for his healthy recreation. It depends on what kind of recreation.
Yeah, it could be jogging, walking.
Yeah.
It says here it's healthy recreation.
Healthy. Yeah. Because some people make the wrong choices as regards what they feel is recreation. Some people,
Yes. Some people just smoke, or maybe do some
Yeah,
other things that could really not good for their health. Okay. So thank you.
So yeah, I noticed a large M, smaller A, and smaller N. So what's the significance of that?
No, there's really no significance. It's just that I really want to fit all of those in just one screen.
Okay.
Okay. So maybe thank you for that, Graham. Maybe I could ask Eric for that. How about the Eric, can you please if you have anything in this, the MAN, can you tell me about, because we want to hear from men. If it's
Any kind of insights I have?
yeah.
My own personal thoughts. So, marital intimacy and sex. Well, I'm not going to disagree with that.
Yes.
Sounds good to me. Authority, respect. I think that's a very common thing for a man to desire, especially. And never-ending support for his healthy recreation. That's actually interesting. By that, do you mean sports or something like that?
Maybe it's sports. Maybe it's just walking, just walk, just to walk, just walk around with the fresh air, jogging, exercising, or anything that is very that is healthy, and at the same time, it could really it is good. Feeling good, having a good feeling.
Yeah.
Can be a movie, can be a healthy recreation, maybe if you watch a movie. Or
yeah. So I actually have something to say about the authority respect that just occurred to me. So it's something that I've seen in particularly a lot in my country. Not sure what's like in the Philippines, but something most importantly seeing with my mother and father where it went wrong. It's that the biggest consternation that was caused between my mother and father was that wasn't so much that she was giving him she was not giving him authority or respect. Well, it was partly that, but that she was giving that authority or respect to people outside of our own family, right? Where she would be giving it like, no, it wasn't exactly cheating, but it's somewhat felt that way. Like she put her trust in the advice of other men that wasn't my dad, right? And that has caused so many problems, like because anytime my dad would disagree with, say, someone outside of her family, right, then she wouldn't take his side to it, right? And I can understand that, maybe my dad might have been wrong about something, but but what my mother did was she didn't know either way, but she decided to side with someone else that wasn't her husband. It wasn't her own family, right? And so that's what I think is an important thing to think about as regards to authority respect, that you're being as a wife, you're in it, you're a team with your husband, right? You need to have some trust for him and respect for him, and not be giving that to other people that aren't your husband.
Yes,
That's
exactly.
my personal experience with that.
Yeah, it is a serious matter to you, diba? To the husbands. That respect. Because for you, husbands, this is equal to love. The more that the husbands are treated with respect, the more that they feel loved. Right? Thank you. Thank you for that, Eric. Thank you for sharing that also. That now we know that what's the effect of losing that respect now to the husband, and to give that as respect and authority to others rather than the husband. It should be the husband itself. Right? So thank you. And can I hear from Ronald? What is your take on it, or your insight?
Specifically for the authority or respect part.
Yes. Or maybe
Yeah.
maybe one of the three.
I suppose some could argue that respect is earned, but in this kind of situation in a marriage,
Yeah.
after all of that's been worked out and you decide to marry somebody, yeah, to some degree, it would be nice to have respect. It makes you feel loved, as you said. I agree.
Yes, thank you. So that could confirm that most of our men are really agree on what has stated here, MEN. So thank you for sharing, no, Eric, Graham, Ronald. Now I have added something also for men. So they're a superhero because they really want to be a superhero. They protect us in any way they can. Diba? So it is also good for them to hear from their wife, to have said like, my husband is my superhero, because you really like that. And then aside from the superhero, and then also approval rather than disagreements, because now you're now on a team, you always want to have that approval instead of disagreeing to your perspective. That is how it is now, the approval. And then R is for the reflection. This is an uninterrupted moment wherein you spend time. This is your healthy recreation. You spend time like jogging, walking, going around, fresh air, to decompress, to have new perspectives and ideas for what would happen in the future, what your future plans, plan A, B, and C. Then P for productive. The more that we are motivated, the more that our wife motivate us with so many things now, taking care of us, or taking care of the husband, the more that they feel productive. So maybe I can ask something for their take. Maybe Mark, can I hear from you? What are your takes? So just choose which one. Sarap. That is sarap.
Maybe approval. So when you're a couple, okay rin na your wife would ask you for your take or point of view in a certain issue. So
Yes. Yes. Tama. Thank you for that, Mark. Diba, you really need that, diba? Na hindi lang, the wife would not decide on this alone, diba? You need that your husband would be also ask for approval. Like example, I want to go out with my co-employees because we have this reunion or something. So you have to ask approval for your husband. So diba, Mark? It's not just saying FYI. you ask Mark if Mark, can you allow me, because we have this reunion with our co-employees and they want us to be there. Would you allow us? Would you allow me to be with them for this reunion? Di ba, Mark, mas maganda yung ganun. You have proof muna.
Kind of. Kasi when right now, we actually don't ask for approval sa mga ganung issues. But yeah.
Maybe because of some of like mga other things that kailangan ng major decision.
Yeah, regarding major decisions, yes. But yeah. Okay din na may approval.
Thank you for that, Mark. Kasi I want to
basically you're a team when you get married.
You're a team already.
Yeah, you should make decisions, both of you.
Yes, thank you, Mark. Can I ask from I want to confirm that from men, diba? What is their take on this? So, can I hear from Steve, please?
Yeah, absolutely. You know what? I just wanted to kind of circle back to the point that Eric was making. And it kind of reminded me of what we went through during COVID.
About the respect.
Because they asked us to have like our circle. And so when Eric was talking about his situation, how someone went outside the circle. So we've all kind of had that experience where, the government, asked us to, okay, well, here's your friends and family, and these are the people that, you should limit your contact with. So, and I think that kind of parallel is really, appropriate for the previous slide.
Yeah. Well, thank you for that. Yeah, thank you, Steve. So it's really important to have that full respect within the circle of your family. Right. Okay. So now maybe other takes from Blagoy, please. Just choose any of those Sarap, any of those 5. You're on mute.
I think so. It should be my husband is my good active. Let's say, for example.
Yes.
Yeah. What to say? Yeah, I don't know what.
Maybe you can choose one among the 5 there. Like what is your take? Like example, approval. Like your partner would ask for an approval before having a major decisions that they have to make. Something like that.
So we have to. I think we should make the major things like together. So the major decisions we have to make it together. Like for example, for the get married, yeah, of course I ask it for her to get married to me, but she also have to. She also is inside of this. I don't know how to explain.
Yeah. So because you want to get married, and then you want to really sure that she agree to marry you.
That's the point.
Okay.
For me, okay. The husband is.
Are you really okay? Are you really agree to marry me? Something like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Something like that.
Thank you. Okay. So thank you. So now let's hear from Graham. Thank you, Blackboard.
Thank you. Yeah, I think for me, the most important thing there is spiritual. I never want Rhea to see me as a superhero.
Yes.
Because for me, like I'm a believer, I'm not speaking, some people may not be, but for me, my superhero is Jesus, but I never want to be, I want us both to have spiritual aspect, not religious, but to be spiritual. For us, that would be important. So yeah, so being spiritual, I never want to be a superhero because I don't think anybody does. We can never live up to that. But if we have a goal to be like
Yes.
be better people every day, I think that's a good thing.
Thank you, Miriam, for sharing that. Yeah, I really put spiritual there aside from the superhero, because this is not just you who have said that to me. Because there will be other husbands would say, "Na, I would rather choose to be spiritual rather than to be a superhero to my wife." Because I want to have that more, we we have to come in just one spirit, just one goal, to make our family really strong. So thank you for that. And it's really good to hear, good to hear. So anything now? Thank you, Graham. So now let's move on for the wives naman, women. What are our needs? Okay. Graham, since you're already there, can you just read this one, the W? So I could have Kev, Rhea, the others. Rhea could read
So-
for. Okay.
Willful or intentional affection.
Yeah. So for the willful intentional affection, because you're good at it, can you more elaborate on that willful, why it is intentional, why it is that we need that more affection?
So yeah, if it's from the aspect of your wife, I think it's always willful. Like I know Rhea, she chooses to be affectionate. It's because she wants to be. But I think we're both affectionate. Like yeah, so it's important to have love, affection, kindness is really important as well.
Yes. Thank you for that, Rhea. Now, Rhea, can you please read the following?
Openness or transparency. Yeah, I think for me it's also very important that you are very open to your partner and transparent with all the things that you do or with all your plans. That way you can have like one goals and both of you will work on it together, So it's better to be very open and transparent to your partner.
Okay, thank you. So can you read the rest, MAN?
Messages of affirmation, assurance of protection, never-ending care.
Okay, so just choose another one for your insight.
Never-ending care. I think it's also very important to always care with your partner. Like in that way, you can show him your love and support in all the goals that he was planning.
Yeah.
So in order for us also to have a very how do I say it? I don't know how to say it.
Accommodating.
To have a very strong maybe foundational in our
foundation.
marriage. Yeah, to always have support and care with each other.
That's 24/7. So you have to
Yeah,
make sure, Graham, that is 24/7.
It's important though that I see my partner to always care about me. Makes me feel that he really loves me.
Yeah, so actions speak louder than words, and that's definitely what your wife expects. It's action. It's not just about saying you
Not about
love
just
like
words.
I love Ray. Yeah.
Thank you for that, Graham and Rhea. Can I hear from? Of course, I want to hear from Steve. Of course, Steve and Christine, please. Anyone, any of this. What's your take on this?
For me, ma'am, I never ending care, because actually we all want that on our partner, right? Like we want something that we have to rely, and like also an assurance to protect us, not only for me but also for him, for both of us.
How about what can you say about the openness and transparency? How do you do this? How do you want
I think
Steve
for
to
me,
do
ma'am,
this?
oh,
How do you want Steve to do this to you?
for me, I just want him to, yes, ma'am, like to be open and be transparency when it comes to like like some situation that I need like to know, because as we like apart, like
Yes.
LDR, we want that as a couple, or as we get married and be as a husband and wife.
Because it's
And
really hard,
it
right?
is important.
It's
It
hard
is
for
hard
you
sometimes.
because of your distance, because of the
Yes.
time difference, and at the
Yeah.
same time, your communication. It's an open communications, telling you what's the day to day, what happened to this to the
Yeah.
day. So it's good to know, right, diba? That you know what
Yeah.
happened to him.
It's a great
what's
feeling,
gonna-
mom, that that he's open, like to know your like what you're doing, what he's doing. Yeah.
Okay, thank you for that. Thank you. I also want to hear from Ronald and Vanessa. Vanessa. Yes, yeah.
Okay. I think I would focus on the M, messages of affirmation. As we stay together, it's inevitable that everything will be normal. Everything would be expected. So there is this premise in 1 Minute Manager called 1 minute praisings. Now, if you're going to give your partner an affirmation, give it within the time frame that they actually executed it. It should be specific. It should be goal oriented. It should be something that would reinforce the positive behavior, so that they would remember that, okay, if I do this because you affirmed me, because I did something good, then my tendency to do it over again would be exponential. So I think that's something that we can apply for both genders, not just for women. But for the women specifically, we are all prone to aging. Of course, we will be
Yes.
saggy and wrinkly now and then. So I suppose even if a man will be there, present, intimate, passionate with us, as we grow older, we would probably, with an asterisk, have the tendency to seek more affirmation. Hey, do you still think I'm hot? Hey, do you still think I look good? Do you still think I fit nicely in this dress? So sometimes I'm not encouraging lying, but sometimes being kinder when
Yeah.
those situations and conversations float up would be a good idea.
Yes, thank you so much for that, Vanessa. Yes, it is really good for us to hear. No, it's not really bola, no, it's bola something. It's kinder that you have to say something like, "Oh, I love you. You're so good. I love your hair. I love anything anything that really can boost your energy, anything that can help your emotions, from the time, that can also help you when you are in some situation where you have like having some stress. So it could help, diba? It's motivating us. The words from your husband, words from them, and the affection that they are giving us, the protection, and of course the intentional, the care, never ending 74/7 care, attention, and love. So now I'll add more on that. I have added this one, SEQS, no? It's sex, no? Yeah, ayo. You have something to say, Eric?
Hmm? Or nothing. Just the pronunciation just sounds kind of funny.
Yeah,
It's
because
okay.
for us women, sex is more of our wants rather than needs. For you, it's your need, no? Because of your production of sperm, 1 to 2 days time, you produce a sperm. But for us women, it's want. We want that. We want affection. We want sex. Because for us, it is also the way that we feel now, the intimacy, from our partner. And as much as we want, I want to say it, and according to science, we women can have at least 20 orgasms. See? So it's our wants rather than our needs. But men, it's your need because of your production of sperm. It's overflowing because it has a maturity period of 1 to 2 weeks time. So it's just you have the feel, urge, urge to release it somewhere, whatsoever. But then, for us, it's for us, the affection and that kind of where we really have that intimacy. So we feel good. The serotonin arises. It gives us more energy. So support there, it's not just about physical support. Of course, it is spiritual support, psychological support, mental, social, and physical support. It's all in all support that we need. Empathy, of course, empathetic response to every situation. And then a quality time, as much as we need to. We really need your time. We really need your attention. We really need that quality time rather than any material things. You are on a LDR, so there will be time that you need each other's moment together, each other's time. It's not about the material things that we give or to receive from our partner. That's more of the quality time most of the time. And sleep, why we put sleep there? Because men in this group, men sleeps earlier or they sleep because they fall asleep first. But for women, why I put sleep there? Because it is our need. Our body needs it. We have the monthly period, we have our body flow, we have the blood flow every month, 80 ml of blood flow every month, which also decreases our hemoglobin that carries the oxygen in our body. That's why we need more sleep to replenish and to produce more hormones that can help us. That's why during the sleep, it is the best time for our body to heal. So that's the only time our body heals. So we need 7 to 8 hours of sleep, at least every 1 to 1.5 to 2 hours cycle of sleep can help us. So according to Dr. Vicky Bello, the best time for us to sleep is at 10 o'clock in the evening because there are hormones that is scheduled to be released on the 12 midnight, every 12 midnight. Then 2 a.m., 4 a.m., 6 a.m. So when we sleep at the right time, like 10 o'clock in the morning, it's more of the it's more of our body replenish. It makes us more, more prettier. And then according to Dr. Vicky Bello, that for us to have really healthy yung face natin, yung mas more yung equal yung sharing of the hormones, we need to sleep facing the sky, like that, flat and facing the sky, rather than facing left and right side. So when we speak about the contribution of the hormones, this is according to Dr. Vicky. So now you know what time you should need to sleep. But of course, because of your work schedule, it sometimes compromises. So you need to make bawi, or we need to take that good sleep during the weekend or during your day. So next would be this 5 love languages by Gary Chopin. It is more designed to us women, designed on how we really react on certain things. Like we women, we like more of this. We really love this love languages, the physical touch, acts of service, gifts giving, quality time, and words of affirmation. So, but most of the men or the husbands naman, they chooses rather than choosing all of the 5 love languages. The major thing that they chose are the acts of service and quality time. And most of the husbands, that's their love language. So now, ask your partner, what his or her love language. So maybe someone can share. Mark and Janine, do you know each other's love language? Yeah, Janine.
Yes.
What's Mark's love language? Yung gusto niyang ma-receive.
Yung gusto niya ma-receive, physical touch. And then what he gives me, quality time.
So you like that?
Yes.
Or you need more? I know you need more.
I need
Of course, physical touch, words
Acts
of
of
affirmation,
service.
quality time, gift giving, and acts of
Yeah.
service. Right? We're complete. We are really complete with 5 love languages. But for Mark, okay ka na sa physical touch.
Quality time,
Quality
acts of
time.
service.
Okay, acts of service. Okay. So, it is also, I need also to tell you that this is not a fix. This is not fixed 5 love languages because it could change from time to time. When you're all together, 25 years or more, then you only just need quality time. Having your quality time together. No more gift giving. But it's still up to you, Popoy. So it's good to ask your partner from time to time. Is that the same love language that you have before? Before, my love language is gift giving. I always love to receive surprises from my husband, but then times goes on and on that we have children. I would rather not receive gift rather than, but I would just have a quality time together with the families and not for me. So it's how it changes. Steve, Christine, you have something to say?
Yeah, Paula.
Mhm.
When you get gifts, that's called gift getting, not
Yeah.
gift giving.
Yes. So you're
And
getting a
then,
gift, receiving gifts.
so
In some articles,
your language of
yes.
love is gift getting.
Yes. Well, thank you for that. In other articles, it is receiving, gift receiving, something like that. So, but in this graphic, what I got is gift giving. So it could be
Well,
gift
I don't know
giving to
about.
your partner or getting from your partner.
I think the male perspective might be to combine the physical touch and quality time into one.
Quality time into one. Yeah. Physical touch and quality time, yes. Because spending quality time with touch. But how about the LDR? Of course, you spend your quality time without physical touch. Just virtual touch. Or emoticon. No, or a video. No, Chrislyn?
For me, yes, ma'am. Like, yeah, we're both like LDR. Like it's really important that we have a quality time. Like,
You spend time together even if it's
Yeah.
virtual, because
yeah,
sometimes
even just on call. Like
the
it's
on
important
call.
that
So, yeah, of course, it is best to have your quality time with physical touch. But in consideration with your distance, you can do quality time with virtual touch or virtual emoticon or something,
With
or just a
virtual
video. Yes. Okay. Thank you for that. Thank you for sharing. Steve, thank you. Okay. So, let's move on. Yes, okay, let's move on. So, husbands, you're also a cultivator to your wife. Oh, by how? By paying for your wife's certification program. Yeah. Even if we can afford to treat ourselves, no? Even we can sing like, I can buy my flowers. But the feeling of receiving or a treat from a husband, it's really, di ba? Ang iba ng feeling. It's a different feeling. If you feel amazed. And The benefits of your wife being pretty and happy all the time bounce back to you, husbands. Right? Mark? Tatanungin ka na niyan, Janine. Oh, how much budget do you need?
He's just laughing.
Oh. How much do you need? I always tell my husband, I need 2,000 for that because I have my hair colored, and then I want my nails done, I want my spa, and I need that. Aryan, how do you feel about this one? Tama ba? Di ba mas maganda galing sa kanila? You're on mute, Aryan.
For me, yes po.
Diba, ang ganda ng feeling. Parang wow. Parang ang haba ng hair ko. Okay, thank you. Ronald and Vanessa, what's your take on this?
Oh, for sure, I would rather have a happy wife to be than not.
Yes. And the principle of song and dream applies, right? So, Graham, do you have something to say about this? Do you agree?
Yeah, definitely. Like sowing, reaping. Like if you cast whatever you cast out will come back tenfold. So if you're gonna cast out something good, you're gonna get that back. And I'm telling you, the expression "happy wife, happy life" is true.
Yes.
I love the idea that Ray is Maarte and feminine. Not in a vain way, never. But she's feminine and Maarte. I love that. And I encourage her to be that way more than she would want to be that way. Yeah, so she's naturally that way. So yeah, I like that. I like her being Arte. So yeah,
Because she expressed herself very well. No? Okay. Yes, Rhea.
Yeah, I agree to that. I was just lucky that I have a partner that is very supportive to me and like understand what my need is. I don't have to beg or to say to him whatever I need. It's like it's just he understand it right away, you know. And yeah, that's true. Also, happy wife, happy life. If your wife is happy, like you don't have to fight with your husband all the time. If your husband has no headache, like
Yes.
yeah, everything is just just happy. So yeah.
Thank you, Graham and Rhea. Okay, how about us, wives? How can we simply honor our husband like a king? What are the following? What are those? Massage your husband. Do you agree with this? Graham, you want a massage?
Yeah, like that's one aspect, I suppose. Yeah, I've no interest in being honored like a king, but it's respect. Respect is yeah. Like I wouldn't have expectations to be superhero or a king, but respect, love, kindness, loyalty, respect, honor is a good thing, but that goes both ways. Like if you give honor, you will be honored. If you give love, you will be loved. If you give kindness, you'll get kindness. So it's a two-way thing. I don't see it as something. It's a domain of just men. I think we can all give these qualities.
Yes,
you know.
equal.
Yeah.
Thank you for that, Graham and Rhea. So clean his ears or cut his nails. So ask your partner, ask your husband if they want it to be done to them. Give facial treatment personally. Maybe some would like it. Give him some spa treatment or foot spa. That's it, foot spa. Facial treatment. Prepare his personal things. Honor his decisions and pray for his work and support his calling. So may I ask some husbands if they agree with this? Eric. Yeah. So
I've never had a massage in my entire life. I
Uh-huh.
don't think that's something I'd want.
Mhm.
Clean his ears and cut his nails, give facial treatment personally.
Mm.
I don't want to put my wife through that personally. Like
Okay.
I think I'll take care of the dirty parts of that.
Mhm.
I but yeah, prepare his personal things, honor his decisions, the last two
Mhm.
especially. Like honor his
Okay.
decision, pray for his work and support his calling. Uh that's the ones I would of all those I'd appreciate the most.
Thank you. Thank you. Abigail, is that noted? Abigail? Noted
Yes,
na?
ma'am. Yes po. Noted.
Okay, that's good. Okay, now let's hear from others. Blagoy, for all of those here with bullets, what do you think you want more, no, that Aryan would do to you? No? You are on mute. You are on mute.
Uh,
Yeah. There.
honor my decisions.
Oh, yes.
It will be very
Uh,
plus point, very good plus point.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, sometimes I would like to have some massage.
Yeah.
It would be nice.
You want massage. Okay.
Yeah.
How
That's
about
it.
facial treatment? You want facial, like
No,
putting
no.
some
That
white
that I
eggs
don't need.
with
That's I don't need. Also, I don't need she to do that job about cleaning the nails,
okay.
cutting. Yeah, I can do for myself.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that is why it is really important to ask your partner what
Yeah.
he really
Honor my
wants.
decision. This is the thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Um, let me hear from Ronald. Ronald.
Well,
Uh,
we've lived together for about 9 years now. So
mm,
between the two of us, I'm the one that massages her. And
wow.
I don't think I would trust her with cutting my nails. I think I'm the better one at doing that.
Uh,
But she does like giving me facial treatments. So
How do you feel that? Because not all men
I'm never
wants that.
comfortable whenever she asks me to, but
Um,
I let her do it. It makes her happy. So
oh, good.
Yeah, that's a good one.
yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you. So, Steve, na hear from you, Steve. What's your take on
Yes,
this?
absolutely. Yeah, you know what? I think I kind of agree with the most of the other guys that
Mm,
all of the personal care things are pretty much,
yes.
we take care of those.
Mm,
And you know what? The one that says honor his decisions, it seems a bit contradictory to what we were talking about before, right?
yes.
About,
The
making mutual
equal.
decisions,
Yes, mutual
right?
decisions. Yeah.
And communicating. So, you know what? So kind of when you go look at that list, it's kind of like maybe there's a couple other things missing.
Yes. So this is according to the survey from the book Mag-asawa Di Biro. So the participants and during the participants in that classroom or in that seminar,
Mhm.
these are what the men
What they came up with.
listed, yes, came up with.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
this is not fixed, so it will still up to your partner, no? Still up to the husband, what they really want
Yeah.
to be done. That is why I
Mhm.
always ask the partner, the couple, what do you want your wife to do or to aside from the list, so you can have that communication, you can ask more questions, and living together for years or for many years, you know already
Mhm.
what's your partner's need. So this is
Mhm.
just examples.
Exactly.
Yeah, and sometimes it is so, it's hilarious to think about having this facial treatment, because most of the husband do not really want their faces to put some, that egg white with maybe fresh cucumber can be good, but not all men can wants this. My husband to want me to cut his nails, yeah, every week. He wants me to do that for him, and also cleaning his ear, because for him it's pampering. Can really feel the love and care. But of course, it's not all men. No? Not all men would feel something like that. So it's different. So it's good really to know, very well your partner, what his or her needs. Okay? So thank you so much, Steve. Thank you. And also thank you for those who have shared. Now, in one word, what is your wife's greatest need? So it's a general. I have read your homework, and mostly of you, of course, have answered it the way you understand it, the way you understand your partner. But according to the Bible, it's love. So husbands, love your wives, just as Christ loved the church and gave himself up for her. So it is a general word, but it means if it's love, you can give support, you can give attention, affection, your quality time, everything that composes it. It means it's love. Now, let's move forward. How about for the husband? So in one word, what is your husband's greatest need? Maybe I can ask someone. Let's ask Mylene. Mylene, can you guess? This is a serious matter today.
When I answered the homework, I put there awareness. Because again, my husband is a bit, or soon to be husband is a bit clumsy, and it leads to minor accidents. So I am asking for him to be more aware of his surrounding.
Okay.
So yeah, but generally I think his greatest, I think most husband greatest need is, I think, also love and support from the wives.
Yes.
That's true.
Mm. Thank you for that, Mylene. Can I hear from Vanessa? Sorry, Vanessa. I can see you here, the screen ko.
Okay. If you're asking me to guess, the initial answer that I have in mind would be respect for authority. If I am going to guess, but if I'm going to share what I wrote in mine, I answered understanding, primarily because we are inherently very different people, and
Yes.
we cannot match each other's requirements and expectations all the time. So I noted 5 bullet points on how I can practice understanding from a day-to-day basis, so that my partner to be would, yeah, basically I'm thinking the answer would be respect for authority, but
Yes.
probably wrong.
It is correct, but all of your answers are correct, because this one is general, no? It's according to the surveys, according to the science, and according to Bible itself. So because the respect and authority are a very serious matter to them, to husbands, and the more that they they are treated with respect, the more that they feel love. So understanding is also included in respect. With greater understanding towards your husband is to the differences, empathetic response to this also could also contribute to respect. Because this respect is a very broad, no? There's a really broad meaning of respect, and has really different kind of situations wherein you can give that respect in every situation. Like example, for having a clumsy husband, respect to whatever he's doing, whatever is, then try to, of course, try to help him, try to motivate him more, try to let him know what are the steps to do, so that he cannot cannot have more accidents in the future. That's also respect. But then when you nag and you keep on yelling to your husband, like, you're so clumsy, I don't like that, no? So that's not respect. But if you would understand the situation, and then you're trying to help your partner, and then that's something that you can give as respect. So really, so can we ask more of What's your take about respect? Because it's, I think, because I said it is a really broad, that broad thing that we need to talk to, and it has to be in a different situation. Maybe can someone want to share again about respect? Graham, please. I can see you in my screen.
I kind of think of it from the other aspect that men kind of recognize that one of the great qualities of women, if that's done, it's respect. If they see respect for anybody or anything, it's important that we kind of see that as something very high value. It's because it's a high value quality in a woman.
Yes.
You know, a woman who's spiritual. For me, respect is important, but kindness is kind of, for in my love language, that kindness, loving kindness would probably be up there with respect for me. But it is a good quality women have when they give it. We recognize that that's one of the top qualities they can give to a man, and so that in a way flips around and lets us know they love us. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for that share. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for that also, for elaborating more of that respect. That respect can be given to everyone. Can also be, of course, especially to your husband. So now, thank you, Steve. You want?
Yes, I'm here, Paula. Sorry, I was
Yeah.
yawning. It's I'm in British Columbia, so it's 2 a.m. So, but carry on.
Oh, sorry for that.
I'm good. Yeah, no, and Eric is in the same time zone as me. So
Yeah.
Oh, Eric. Okay.
So yeah, keep going, Paula. We're doing great.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Steve. So that's respect and love, no? That's both given. No? It can be both given to your partner. It's not just just required to just one individual or just your partner or just your individual. But love and respect can be both given to both of you. So that's it. So husbands, love your wives, and then wives respect your husband. Now, these are the things that we cannot control. And these are the things that we can control. What are those that we cannot control? Our emotions, our attitude, our perspective, our choices in life, because they shall be your destiny. And things that have yet to happen are still in our hands, in your hands. And according to the study of Harvard University, it is 85 years already of Harvard study on happiness, that the happiest and healthiest people on earth are those who invested in relationships. It's according to Dr. Robert Holdinger, the director of Harvard study of adult and development. So focus on your journey toward this happy family life you both want. How? By staying on course, stay on your lane, straight ahead, because your future is totally in your hands. Oh, see, agree? Agree.
That's funny. Did you personally choose that last picture there?
Yeah, that's how Graham and Rhea is telling us a while ago and sharing us also, and of course most of you, right? So that's all of it. Happy wife, happy life. When you have the happy wife, then you will have a happy life. Yes. So my husband will be on the screen, and he will sharing more of, and as the conclusion part of our seminar today. So stand by for that, because he will be sharing more of the insights, and I hope it's good. I think Steve and Eric are still good.
Yeah, I am.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yep,
okay.
we're fine.
Because we are in a conclusion already. Okay,
Yep.
so thank you. I will leave the floor to my husband.
Hello, everybody. Good afternoon.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah,
Morning.
I just concluded my master class in marriage and family relationship. I was the one who has a louder voice a while ago. So excuse me for that, huh? And I'm surprised to see a lot of foreigners today, huh? Wow.
Me
This
too.
is yeah, this is like really uh, mix of marriages coming for all of you. So how many foreigners now? One, two, three, four, five. Five foreigners, five couples. So I'm sure you found something special to your Filipino fiance. Okay. And I'm sure you all discuss a lot of things about marriage. And what we usually teach, what we normally teach in these counseling sessions are principles. And I know you know the meaning of principles, no? Does anyone know it? Can I test any one of you who knows the meaning of principles?
The meaning
Can
of
some
principle.
who's that? Yeah, can someone answer it?
The meaning of
Principles.
principles, like
Principles.
the
Yeah,
definition.
yeah. Can you share something to us about that?
I would say it's more than just say a law, but it's kind of the value that you place upon your understanding of what you do. So it's not just principle is like deeper, it's stronger, means
Oh,
more, not just
It's
laws. Yeah.
yeah, it's like a
I
guide. It's a guideline that you base all your actions off of.
oh, thank you, Eric. Yeah, I like that. I like that answer. Guidelines for Eric and law for who's that one? I forgot. That's definitely the correct answer. When we say guidelines or law, it's already a system place. Okay, and when a system is already placed or a law has already been placed, we cannot argue with that anymore. We cannot put any conditions to that anymore. It is not subject to our terms and conditions. Did you know that marriage was defined that way? Marriage, which means in our Philippine law, in family code, in our family code, marriage was defined as a special contract. And because it's special, it only means there's an ordinary contract. An ordinary contract, you can put your terms and conditions. It's called a meeting of the minds. Okay? For those of you who have background in law, an ordinary contract is the meeting of the minds, right? Where you can put your terms and conditions. While in marriage, it's a special contract that it is not subject to our stipulations. Okay? Remember that our educational system is also from the Western. Huh? Also from the Western world, no? If you know our history. So they define marriage as a special contract that we cannot argue anymore, that we cannot impose our terms and conditions anymore in marriage. What is necessary is for both of you to understand the nature of each other, because all the scientists have discovered that we need to connect to nature, or we need to be under the natural law for the marriage to function well. Okay, so we have also experienced that as a husband and wife, and we have concluded that the Bible and the science are both in agreement in terms of our natural characteristics as a male and as a female. So the last slides that my wife has just shown to you is the top priority of the man and the top priority of the woman, which is respect for the man and love for the woman. Okay, that is a natural principle that you cannot impose your conditions or your terms. That it is a principle that that doesn't care about your culture. It is a principle that doesn't care about your upbringing. No, if you were raised by your parents like a mama's boy, now you're creating an institution, you have to place yourself in the institution following the guidelines of marriage. Do you understand what I'm saying? This is not about you anymore. This is about your spouse. Okay? And I'm addressing this to both of you. If you enter into a relationship, you realize that you need each other to function well into whether in the society, whether in your personal life, because you can decide to be single, right? But you did not decide on that to become single. You decided to live with someone else, and you just activated a particular law on relationship. So when you activated a particular law, you cannot negotiate with that anymore. Okay, so your culture has nothing to do with the marriage principles, with the standards required in the marriage. Your upbringing has nothing to do with this marriage that you're entering now. Okay, please bear in mind that the love, as all scientists and good authors of books on relationship are saying, that love does not keep marriage together. Okay, so don't just rely on your love or the feelings that you have now to each other. Don't just rely on that. There's a lot of things that you need to consider before, so your marriage will work, like the financial aspect, like where do we live, where do we settle down, what will be our setup, what will be the plans. You know, these are the things that many married couples are missing. You know, in our experience, in our business, we have a law firm where people also come to us to dissolve their marriage. No, so we only notice one thing among these people who have destroyed their vows. They are missing three areas in life. What are those? The past, the present, and their future. These three things that you need to discuss on the table before signing the marriage contract. What are your past? Lay them down, everything that you have in the past, so that your spouse will not be surprised later on. Okay? Who are those persons that you have a relationship with? You have to disclose everything about that. What are your upbringings? Who are your family? Where have you been? Where did you study? Everything. You have to disclose that. Do not hide anything from one another. Second, the present. What are your present situation? What is your source of income? Diba? What is your capability? Each of you should ask that question. How do we fund? How do we sustain the needs of this marriage? Okay, you should discuss that. And the future, where is our marriage will go? Where would be this institution would go? You should discuss that on the table, face to face, and plan your life 5, 10, 15, 20, or 25 years from now. Okay, because you are marriage, they say, the experts say that marriage is like a gem. It's the fusion of two precious stones, no? Gem. Precious stones, the fusion. So before two precious stones are fused, there will be too much heat, too much pressure, too much purification, just for both of you to become one. So in closing, I'd like to quote Albert Einstein words. He said, marriage is a risk, and it would be an enjoyable journey if you only have one spirit. Why did he say marriage is a risk? Because it can shorten or make your life longer. Okay. Yeah, if you live with a stressful partner, you will get sick later on. Okay. All the sickness that you inherited from your parents 4 generations backwards, stress will really make you sick. It will awaken all the sickness that you inherited 4 generations. No, it's medically discovered. Okay, so better choose the principle or the one that will make you live longer. No, what is that? Einstein said you should have one spirit, because you will become one body. And it's only logical for Einstein to say one body only requires one spirit. Okay, the next spirit would be bad spirit already. Okay, so one spirit means one destination, one likes and dislikes, one hobbies, one everything you decide. It should be one decision. Do not decide without the knowledge of your spouse. Do not just decide alone. You should consult your spouse before you enforce any decision. And that will make you one spirit, stronger as the years go by. So I hope you got something from me. I hope you like my concluding statement as well as the statement of my wife. And we wish you all the best in your married life. We are just here for you anytime when your marriage malfunctions. Just call us anytime and we will help you fix it again. Okay? All right. So may we ask for your feedback? Each couple, please, 1 minute for each of you about the presentation. Can we start with Ronald and Vanessa?
Hey, we are not quite prepared. We are still trying to process this, but it's also a good reminder, primarily um about our traditional roles. I use the word traditional because now we have lots of roles. Women are more independent now more than ever, and women lose respect to men because they feel that men have devalued themselves through the years as modernism started to apply itself in the marriage institution. So this is a good reminder of how we should perceive our partners, not because it's what society and the changing times dictates, but it's because it's right.
Okay, thank you, Vanessa. How about Ronald?
Feedback. Thank you for the presentation. It was insightful, and it was really nice to hear some others' insights on the topics at hand. Thank you.
Thank you. You're welcome, Ronald. Now let's hear from Steve and Chrisley.
Sure. Yeah, I'll just say that I just want to echo the thoughts of Roland. I think it was really insightful to hear other perspectives from other couples, and just a really good reminder that we all have different experiences and different takes because of our experiences. So that was very helpful. Thank you.
Thank you, Steve.
Sir, for me, I think like you said, it's not about us anymore. It is not about me. Like it's about us, like as a couple. Like we really need each other to function.
Yes, correct. It's about your spouse. That's why it's
Yeah.
necessary for you to learn to love yourself before loving another
Yes.
one. Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. That's why scientists are also teaching us to learn to develop ourselves first before engaging into another human being. Like just like what you decided now, getting married and living with someone else.
Yeah, and be mature enough to be as a husband and wife.
Yes, correct. Thank you. Thank you, Chrislyn.
Thank you.
How about from Vincent and Suzanne?
I learned a lot from this session, especially on how marriage should be journey together regarding this one. Yeah, so it's very educating.
Thank you, Vincent. Suzanne?
I can say that today has been a fruitful session because from morning we started the pre-care na and then the family planning, and then we ended the day with the pre-marriage session. So the sessions really help us to prepare on what's coming for our marriage life next year. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Suzanne. Now let's hear from Eric and Abigail.
So, two things. One is, well, I enjoyed this quite a lot. I think this is something that I wish was done in my country. Like, I'm from Canada, right? This isn't a requirement for marriage, right? And I think, yeah, so I think that's a mistake. I think because all the things that you've talked about and your wife has talked about, these are all things that, well, like I'm part of like a church, right? And where they hold these values quite high. And I feel like even then they don't, at least people my age, right, on their own, they don't talk about these kinds of things. I think but I think if we had something like this, then that just it would get people to take this a lot more seriously. And another thing that, like at the beginning of this seminar, there was some talk about like why people wanted to get married, right? And you do it for love, right? You love the other person, of course. One reason that I like, aside from those, that I wanted to get married because it helps you change as an individual, as a better individual, because it teaches you to not be selfish, right? Because you're going to be living with someone in the most intimate way, and our natural inclination is to be selfish, really, as human beings. But this teaches us to overcome it, and if we don't overcome it, then we're not going to have a successful marriage.
Yes, yes, correct. Thank you, Eric. And we're thinking of spreading this to Canada as well.
I hope so.
Yeah. Thank you, Eric, for that. How about Abigail?
Yeah, I agree po na na it's very insightful, and thank you kasi it's a good reminder before we really get married. And I still need time to process talaga everything kasi syempre
Yes.
I've never been married.
Yes.
And yeah, thank you.
Yeah, you cannot do what you do not know.
Yes.
All right.
Definitely.
So the moment you understand this, please apply. That's the only time you can be wise. Okay, that's a process. Start with getting the right knowledge, then understanding, then apply them, and you will have a house with rooms full of rare and precious treasures. You heard that, Eric? You heard that, Eric?
Yeah.
That is a line from Proverbs.
Yes, actually. I didn't know that. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, thank you. Let's hear from Graham and Rhea.
Yeah, thanks very much, Salamat, for all the slides. It's very it's good. It's good to be reminded of these things. I think if we've been spiritual people, or if we have any upbringing in churches, or we've probably heard these things a million times, but to hear different perspectives is good. They're reminders because we have a shared destiny. So when you get married, like Ray and I know that our destinies will meld to become one. So it's not thinking about the self anymore. It's thinking about each other and shared purpose, shared goal.
Yes. Yes.
Because the destiny has to lead somewhere. There's a purpose. We're all here for a purpose. We need to find out what that is. And if the destiny is that we are to be together, we've got to find a joint purpose in that. And the spiritual aspect of it is important to get to the destination.
Exactly, Graham. You mentioned purpose. Wow, it gives me goosebumps now. Thank you. Every couple has a purpose too. Okay, and to add to that, Einstein also said, "Only a life worth living is a life shared for others. Okay, only a life shared for others is a life worth living. That's Albert Einstein. Thank you, Graham. Rhea?
Yes, hello, good afternoon. Yeah, I just want to say thank you to Miss Paula and to you, sir. This is really a great, a helpful presentations for us, especially to us couple who are about to start our new journey, going
Yes.
into a married life. So thank you so much for all the insights. So we'll keep it as useful for us.
Yeah, apply them, please.
But
That's
yeah,
the only way the marriage will work
yeah,
for your benefits.
yes.
Okay, thank you, Graham and Rhea. Mark and Janine.
Thank you for this session. It gives a glimpse of what marriage life is like. And the topics that were discussed, they're not commonly talked about in regular conversation. So it's good that there's a seminar like this to talk about those topics shared earlier. And I also like the engagement together with the other participants, because we also have seen how different each one of us are.
Yes.
Just like what Janine said, it's great that it is an interactive session, and I learned a lot from each participant.
All right. Thank you, Mark and Janine. Now let's hear from Francis and Agatha.
Yes, sir. We learned a lot from this session, especially on what to expect in a marriage and what can make a marriage work. Like communication is very important, and how we communicate to each other in different ways, as well as showing our love and affection to one another in different love languages. So I found that very important, because working towards the future, it's important to communicate and share our opinions, as well as make decisions in the future.
Yes, exactly. Thank you. Agatha, please.
So yeah, first of all, I really would like to thank you that this kind of seminar or this presentation actually exists. Like people were right to say na not a lot of topics are really brought up in normal conversations, and it's really enlightening to know that these things do matter, and that it's nice to know, to take note as we embark on a new journey in our lives, and it's really helpful. Yeah.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Francis and Agatha. Now let's hear from Christian and Meile.
Yeah, I think I'll start first. So yeah, this session is very insightful, and it somehow prepares us for the multiple possibilities that may come in our married life. So
Yeah,
yeah.
I agree with her. And more countries must do this.
Oh yeah, thank you, Christian. Thank
Definitely,
you.
yes.
Yeah, you're from US?
No, Holland, Netherlands.
Ah, okay. Welcome to the Philippines.
Yes.
All right, thank you, guys. How about from Vincent and Suzanne? Suzanne is done already, you know. Vincent and Suzanne. Arian May Rubio, and your fiance. Oh, it's Biagoy or Blagoy.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
I found it the seminar as a great information, like what the things the couples have to look forward, what they're gonna do. So it's very informative, also very nice to hear for another couples what they are planning, how to do it. So very good. I found it very good. Very helpful. Very
Oh
helpful.
yes, yes.
Thank you for that.
You're from which country, Biagoy?
Normally I'm from Bulgaria, but I live in Netherlands.
Bulgaria. You speak Russian?
Similar like Russian. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
Thank you.
Similar.
Arian, ikaw naman.
Yes po. Thank you for this session po, and I will learn a lot. I hope this all topic here is apply as a couple. Yeah,
Yes,
thank you.
please. Yes, please apply that. Fernand and Marjorie.
Hello,
Yes,
can hear.
sir.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry, I'm outside. I cannot on my current camera. So yeah, thank you for this session. Actually, it's good to have foreigners in this kind of session. At least we heard some perspective from other country.
Go to shower right after this session, okay? I love you.
Sorry. Yeah. So yeah, I learned a lot, and actually this session is a very good session to learn about the foundation of marriage. I've learned a lot actually. Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah.
I think Marjorie has to say something also.
Hi, Marjorie.
Hello, everyone. So I'd like to congratulate all of us. Good luck on our upcoming marriage, and thank you for organizing this seminar and tackle all those do's and don'ts of marriage. So I learned a lot, like know our priorities, learn how to sacrifice, give effort, and consider the true happiness of your partner. So we have different ways of showing love to our partners. It might not be effective to some, but having a good conversation and communication will give you more ideas on your partner's act of love. And the only challenge for us is like I think how to apply it in the future because it's easier said than done. And that's it.
Yes. Thank you, Marjorie. That's a good point. Huh? Easier said than done. So you need to really apply this. Huh? Ray and Kathy.
Yes, it's been great to be able to reinforce the importance of the sacrament and the contract and the journey that'll be going on together and how important critical it is.
And then for me, I think because we've been together for a while now, it's almost approaching 10 years. So a lot of what we have discussed today really mirrored into the journey that we've had. I think in summary, there's a saying, right, that says it takes two to tango. So it takes two to make a marriage work.
Yes, you will be fused. Don't forget, you will be fused. So you will be tested on the first 5 years, huh? According to
Yes.
the experts. Yeah, you have passed the 5 years, now you're 10 years. So try your best to reach 25 because Mark Twain, did you know that Mark Twain also said something about marriage? He said, do not brag about your marriage until you reach quarter of a century. Mark Twain said that. Do not brag about your marriage until you reach quarter of a century. Quarter of a century is how long? That's 25 years, right?
25.
25 years. So that's your challenge. That's my challenge to all of you. That's our challenge to all of you. Reach 25 because when you reach that point, that 25, you are really like a silver. You are already fused. So the next goal that you will have is to become gold, in 50 years. Okay. All right. So let's have a group photo shoot. I hope we called all of you. Is there someone who haven't called? Okay. I believe all of you were called already. Can we have a group photo shoot, guys? Kaya pang i-open pa yung video? Yeah.
Yeah.
Fernand and Marjorie, kaya? Yeah, to open your video. Just for this group photo shoot. So we have a souvenir, for all of you guys. Thank you. Ready? 1, 2, 3. One more. Smile. Kaway-kaway. Kaway-kaway sa Tagalog. Wave. Okay. Thank you. Baby, mayroon ka pang message sa kanila? Naka-mute ka.
Yeah, I'm done already, and thank you so much. Thank you so much for everyone. Thank you for participating. This group are really live and kicking. All are
All right.
participative.
Yeah, looking forward to see you on your wedding day if you will invite us. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Good evening and
everyone.
good morning.
God bless you all. God bless you
Bye.
all.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you so
Bye-bye.
much. Just a reminder for your certificates. It will be issued and will be sent to your email first on Tuesday. Just give us time to process every certificate on Monday. Then Tuesday, please expect our scan copy of your certificate. And then after that, for LBC processing, for those who have paid for LBC, then it will be processed on Tuesday. But then for those who are planning to have it shipped, just let us know ahead of time if you want it pick up or through LBC. Okay, any questions po?
Mga pahabol? Question?
Okay.
When can we
Okay.
have it pick up?
You can pick it up on Tuesday afternoon.
Okay, just book a Lalamove or Grab or any rider.
Thank you.
All right. God bless you all. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.